Well, welcome everybody to our latest session of the Restoration of Cariele. As is typical, we'll do a quick recap of what occurred last week, and then we will get underway. So, team, when we picked up last week, you guys were close by the entrance to this ruins that you've been exploring for a couple of sessions now, and we had Tavern rejoin the group as he was done gazing from the cliffside there. And then both Serena and Blixel decided to take a bit of a breather, so they exited and kind of remained outside. You guys then entered and started heading to the northeast. You moved through an area where there was a lot of mushroom growth. You ended up in a larger area that you identified as some type of a temple type structure. Once you got there, there was this mysterious idol that seemed to be flying after Celine. And I'm not sure if you guys have been able to understand what caused that or what it was doing, but it was definitely an interesting situation where the idol seemingly followed around Celine until she got out of the vicinity of the temple, and then it seemed to go inert. At that point, Jason picked it up, put it back on this little pedestal that it started on, and nothing seemingly happened. We also had Tavern wipe his hand on this sort of built-in table on the south wall of the temple. It was covered with dust. As he did so, his glove came away with a bunch of mold spores, mold like thick on the glove. Some fire was applied from Dean's produced flame, and we could see the mold on the glove actually moving away. It didn't seem as though the fire destroyed the mold, but it certainly tried to retreat from it. Eventually, Tavern took that glove off and threw it into a corner and noticed a small heat spot on his hand, as though like a burn was there, seemingly as though the mold was producing quite a bit of heat. Once that was done, you guys made your way off to the east, where there was two sets of double doors, both leading to the east. You guys decided to go through the north ones. Noticed a long bridge that stretched across this. There ended up being two bridges here. It seemed like the other two sets of doors led to the first bridge. These two led to the north bridge. As you guys were here, Mr. Serpentwind heard the sound of footsteps behind, and he alerted you all. You guys then kind of backtracked a bit, where you encountered, I should say, a strange-looking woman who clearly seemed to be some kind of undead fish creature of some sort. She had a massive great sword in her hand, normal medium size, but the way it was designed and built, it just looks much larger and heavier than a typical great sword. She engaged you all in conversation and essentially said you're approaching the location of the Underworld Sentinel, and that if you're willing to kill this Underworld Sentinel, she would be able to reward you. The group decided to see if they knew what she was or what an Underworld Sentinel is, and between the team's efforts, you were able to identify her as being what's known as a Fext, which essentially is a undead being that is in the service of a patron. So you can think of this as somewhat like an undead warlock who has lifelong service to a patron. And what the information you guys were able to determine is that the patron can see out of the eyes and hear out of the ears of all of their bonded Fex. So you can think of this as whoever this particular Fex is bonded to could, if they had chose to or if they were interested, actually been watching you and listening to everything you guys were saying. The offer to fight this Underworld Sentinel, the Fex was able to produce a couple of potions for you and decided to hand those over. You guys said you would indeed kill the Underworld Sentinel and then let her know. You crossed the bridge, and as you were on the bridge, I believe it was Celine tried to ritually cast Identify to confirm the potions were indeed what she said they were. This did cause some movement in the water, as though there was something down there. Dean then approached the bridge, looked down, and did eventually see a strange humanoid fish kind of creature's head pop up. It had three eyes. It seemed to look up and then kind of bob back down in the water. Not wanting to cause more of a ruckus, Celine decided to just use the action to cast the spell as opposed to the ritual casting, and was able to determine that they were indeed potions of necrotic resistance. I believe even before that was totally confirmed, Tavern had already drank his, and then once it was fully confirmed, I believe it was Dean drank the other one. Team made their way into the next room, where they spotted what must be the Underworld Sentinel, which was a giant-sized humanoid figure. Looked like an actual giant, but undead clearly, or something going on with it. It had these green runes and sigils all over its body, and a massive scythe within easy reach. You guys enter. This Underworld Sentinel didn't seem to pay much attention to you. You kind of discussed and made your plan for how to start. Celine was able to determine that because it is an Underworld Sentinel, and based on her knowledge of Underworld Sentinels, they don't really care about people, around them, unless the people try to interact with or somehow damage the portal to the shadow world that they are set to guard. So once you guys got a little bit closer, you eventually decided to launch your attack against this Underworld Sentinel, and were able to damage it. On its turn, it was able to come out and lash out at each of you with a very long reach, swinging the scythe around in just insane speed. It was able to severely damage Mr. Serpentwind, and beyond that, it also seemed to have multiple opportunity attacks where it lashed out as you guys were trying to move around it. Seemingly, it is quite potent in its reactive capabilities. But luckily, you guys were eventually able to put the Underworld Sentinel down, and then back up a bit and decided to take a short rest in the same room. Mr. Serpentwind was very insistent on that, as he was near dead. So even after a little bit of healing was applied to him, he still wanted that short rest. So you guys bypassed an hour here in the room, and then eventually made your way back through the bridge to talk with the Fext again, and let her know that you had accomplished the task she had given you. She seemed to be happy about that, not necessarily expressively happy, but just in the fact that she said, okay, follow me. She walked along the wall, went through the same doors you guys did, went towards where the arch was, and basically said, stay here for your reward kind of thing, and then stepped through this arch. And once she stepped through, she was gone, as though she had vanished, like stepping through a hole or something, but clearly magical. You guys waited around here for a period of time. I don't remember exactly how long, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but she did not return. And then some of you started thinking better of what exactly this reward is. Why is this taking so long? Saline in particular was like, we might not want to wait right here. So you guys decided to push on. You had also in that room discovered a sword that had some writing upon it, and as you did so, you noticed that it was like an epitaph that was inscribed on this blade, seemingly an insult directed at whoever, you're not quite sure, but eventually this item was also identified. You guys are able to determine that this is what is known as a mocking blade, which essentially is a blade that is designed to be used by bards. It's a magical blade that allows them more easily casting the Vicious Mockery cantrip. Essentially, you can attack and then use a bonus action to do Vicious Mockery, though there is a possibility that it can go terribly wrong on the bard, in fact, but the chances of that are so rare. I mean, how could that happen, right? But you guys decided to push on then, following that path downwards as it trailed down to this lazy water that you've already seen and previously when you crossed the bridge. You did so, found a skeleton there, and searched that, finding a strange puzzle box on it. Passed across that, eventually found yourself near the southeast edge of this area, and it seemed as though there was some discarded torches and candles, and also a chest in the east part of the room. Dean approached it with Tavard there pretty close behind him, and as Dean seemingly tried to interact with the chest, looking for traps, that sort of thing, he realized it was quite sticky. And in fact, it turned out there was a cave mimic in this area, which Tavard just magically named it a cave mimic, even though it wasn't revealed yet, but totally looked like a cave mimic. But yes, you guys found yourself adhered to the cave mimic and had to start pounding it with your attacks and abilities, damaging it. Luckily, Dean was able to get off the tentacle rod, all 3 hits on it on one of the rounds, which certainly limited its ability to fight back against you guys. We also had Jason use a Misty Step to get up to an elevated area and then spot a bone-covered bridge leading north from there. He used some magic down. Eventually, you guys were able to kill this cave mimic and then realized this whole thing here was essentially a trap. It was just waiting for adventurers like you to come along. Even the chest itself wasn't real. It was just all part of what the mimic was displaying to try to pull in would-be adventurers and would-be meals. So you guys decided then from there, I believe it was Jason who came up with the idea of, well, hey, how about I throw a rope down and you guys can climb up the rope and then we can continue here exploring. So it was Dean who was first to climb, and using the rope, he did indeed manage to get climbed all the way up. There was some debate of who should go next, but eventually you guys decided to have Mr. Serpentwind go next. He started climbing this, but he was not doing too well, not quite the climber. And unfortunately, he lost grip on the rope and fell down below into the shallow water. As he did so, almost immediately there was some movement in the water as those previously spotted fish-type creatures bobbed their heads above the water and started making their way towards Mr. Serpentwind. All right, guys, that's my quick recap. Let me know what I missed that you would like to add.
Hey Adam, I've got the big one. I think is the idol that we saw in there that wound up following, Celine around after she started casting some magic, and then eventually, once we got out of a certain area, whatever, it was no longer following her, but it was not attacking us.
Yes, indeed. I did mention that as part of my recap. Is there anything else extra you want to add, maybe, to that?
Oh, I didn't hear it during the recap, but I can give another one.
Please, yeah, please do.
So, yeah. Um, so I don't know if this is recap inspiration worthy, but the when I tossed something through the portal through the stone, it did not go anywhere. With the dart went to the other side, and then also there was a skeleton, I believe, down underneath the the grate of the what the person was protecting. So,
Yes, all of those things added together is certainly worthy of inspiration. Go ahead and take inspiration there, Tavern. So yes, this Shadow World portal seemingly does not work with physical objects, or at least physical objects by themselves. Obviously, you saw the Fext walk through. She had equipment on her and all went with her. But a loose dart seemingly it was not able to go through the portal. So yep, you did learn that. And yeah, down in the floor where you fought the other underworld sentinel, there was indeed a cell built into the ground, and you could see a skeleton down there. Though some of your team looked down, tried to see if there was anything of interest there, but nothing really stuck out. Couldn't see anything of interest. Good addition. Anybody else?
Celine did a identify on the cloak that Serena found on that skeleton, and we learned that it had a keeping charm on it. So although it didn't have any like superpowers outside of the keeping charm itself would keep essentially, that it would never wear away. It would, it's like forever prestidigitation. You'd still have to wash it and stuff, but it would never get dirty or go bad and stay that way forever.
Indeed, yes. The keeping charm on the cloak, seemingly keeping it well preserved through the ages. Yep, good addition. Go ahead and take inspiration there, Jason. Anybody else?
Did you give Celine hers?
I was just about to mention that, but yeah,
Oh,
if no one
sorry.
else no, you're good. If anybody else doesn't have anything, then yes, of course, we'll go ahead and award inspiration to Saline as well for another excellent entry into her journal. I kind of wonder if we should try to make those journal entries somewhere public so people can read them, because they're that good. They really are.
They're
But
really good.
But we'll think about that. We'll discuss that later and see if maybe that's something we want to do. But okay, yeah. So if that is all, let me go ahead and dish out a card to everybody. Please take a moment to review your card and see if it's something that you have a question about. It seems like every time I dish these cards out, one of your cards, it's random person each time, won't load for me, and I have to refresh. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but bear with me just one moment as I refresh.
Oh, I can look at other people's cards? Is that possible?
Well, no, hopefully not.
Let's test that out. I'm gonna see if I can see Dean. Nope, it's face down. Oh, it says steal request.
Right. Yeah, that's for a different game purpose. So yeah, we're not going to steal each other's cards, but maybe we'll think of some cool way to incorporate that down the road. All right.
Give me that.
All right. So hopefully everybody is good to go. Let's get you guys back over into the action. Okay, team, this is where we find ourselves. Let me go ahead and throw us into initiative order. Look at that.
Oh, that's lucky.
That is very lucky indeed. Okay, let me get on some more appropriate music.
Hey Adam, how's what's the height of the water?
It's hard to see because it's quite murky, but I will say, based on what you see splashing around Mr. Serpentwind, it can't be super deep. You would gauge somewhere between 2, 3, 4 feet, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, on Mr. Serpentwind's turn, as he hits the water, I'm going to take a look at if he's got anything special. So what you will notice is he seems to panic a bit. He is going to motion with his hands as he casts a spell, and he vanishes from sight. You will then notice some splashing water. Okay, Celine, you're up next.
Is this here an occupiable space up there, or am I able to delay my initiative behind, I guess Jason, because he's like right after me?
You are not able to delay your initiative at this point since we're already in initiative order. That's something you have to do in like a surprise scenario. We do allow that.
I see.
As far as if that space is standable, I would say yeah, but of course you're like in a precarious situation. So if you got pushed or something like that, you could certainly fall. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Are you talking about this space?
Yeah, the one to your east.
Ooh. I mean, it covers like 3/4 of the tile, but
Yeah.
you know,
I
slippery
mean,
when
I can
wet.
move through. I can move through you guys because you're up. They're up 30 feet, right? They're not engaged or anything. So.
Correct.
So yeah, I don't want to be down here. So what I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Misty Step to that space, and then I will move through my buddies to for a better vantage point there.
All right, feel free to burn your Misty Step.
Yes, sir. Link. And then I still have all my movement, so I will go 5, 10. How's the angle over here? Can I see any of them from where I'm at, or is the bridge post too high?
Yes, the bridge and the post would be too high.
Okay. Then I don't want to walk through the bones because we don't know that's going to trigger. So I'm going to try 15, 20. What about now? I know they might have some cover from my friends, but can I see the one in the far back there?
Far back one, sure.
Sure. Since
Now again, keep in mind he is in the water, so he's still getting cover depending on what you're doing.
Sure. Do they look hostile? I guess.
I mean, I will say, this is all happening very quickly. You notice their heads bopping up, and they seem to be moving towards where Mr. Serpentwind was.
And actually, I believe when you ended the campaign session last time, you did say something about them looking hostile. So I was like, okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
which was just 2 moments ago.
Sure. We did leave one of our boys down there, so, and I don't know where Serpentwind is, but since I lost sight of him, I guess we'll provide some covering fire at the guy in the back there. So I'll attempt a I guess the shot's kind of bad. I'll attempt to Toll the Dead, knowing that I won't get the bonus damage.
Okay.
So spell effect roll for that. I somehow lost my token.
Okay, he is indeed affected, but unfortunately, you will see that he is immune to necrotic damage.
Good to know. Then I still have more movement, so I will just back up to here.
Okay, Jason.
Okay, Jason, seeing them kind of swarm the area and then Serpentwind go invisible, he doesn't really know where he went, so he will just kind of target the 3 heads that he can see closest to him. So this one, and that one, and he will use his. I have Fey Ancestry, and the spell I took, or I'm sorry, Fey Touched, and the spell I took was Baned. So I'm going to use Bane with my once a day ability on those 3.
Okay, so what I would say is you can do that as long as you're willing to lean out the 5 feet to the east there to see that far one to the north.
Can I see this one better?
You can, yes.
So then I'll just hit that diagonal of those 3.
Okay, post Bane for me. I know the 3 creatures have to be within 30 feet, but what is the actual range?
30 feet.
So range is 30 feet. Yeah, okay. Yep, so I forget what that term is, but even though you're 30 feet up, because it's diagonals, yeah, that'll work.
The Pythagorean theorem.
Something like that, yes.
A squared, B squared, C squared. All right.
So
Is
3
there?
spell effect rolls, and then
Oh,
you'll want
okay.
to burn
Sorry.
the spell.
No, because this is my once a day, right? So I'll just mark it off as my once a day.
Yep, yeah, that works.
I have my bio is full of things that I have mini powers for. All right, 3 spell effect rolls. 1, 2, 3.
The
Daggone.
first 2 are indeed affected. The third is not.
All right, cool. I will then kind of move because I know we're trying to get vision on those guys, so I'm going to move here so DN can maybe get in a better spot to see, and I'll end my turn.
Okay, this is the closest one. He is going to swim to here, and then as he's grasping onto this like ledge, he is going to reach up and try to strike you, Tavern. Give me a defense roll, please. You manage to evade that attack. You will then notice that his body kind of quivers as he is next to you, and you'll see the form that he is currently in seems to change. As it does so, instead of seeing what you saw before, you simply see a dark purple outline with a blackish purple haze.
Hmm.
Okay, Tavern, your turn.
Does it look anything like the No, I just remember the color purple. Was that anything like the one that we saw in the sewers or something?
I mean, there was creatures of that color, but it doesn't look anything like that. No.
Okay, all right, thanks. I just wasn't sure if maybe that magician or whatever poured some stuff in these these waters too or something, right? All right, I am gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna go ahead and use my bonus action just yet. So I want to save that. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy with my grandfather's favorite Warhammer. So
Your Warhammer smashes into the purple haze, but it is immune to your damage.
Oh man.
all right, but Adam, I just wanted to see what it would have done. So
Rolled a 1.
so I'm going to go ahead and I understand it may get an opportunity attack on me, but I'm going to go ahead and move anyway. Oh, and actually, it also is banged. I don't know if that. I mean, it missed me anyway, but
Right, yep, I was keeping that
Yeah.
in mind.
okay.
Yeah, how would that work with defense rolls? Would I just roll a d4 and they add it to their defense roll?
Essentially, yep.
Now I can't see this. I can't see this guy, right?
You cannot. As you step away from the purplish haze, it will indeed strike out at you, so another defense roll. Yes, you managed to evade that as well. Okay, next one's turn. It is going to swim to here, and then it is going to climb out and go after you, Tavern. This one is going to do similarly, swims to here, climbs out. Ian, your turn.
Oh, okay. Let me read. I'm reading Bane real quick.
Saving throws and attack rolls. So it's the opposite of bless.
Okay. All right. So then I don't like this guy. Can I see him? The one to the west?
You can see the one you just pinged, yep.
30. Another option for me is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I step? What was the point of this? Can I step there and then cast the spell and then step back?
You can, yep. It's like I say, it's a precarious situation. So if you stayed there, then there's a difference. Like as far as like someone hits you, you fall, yada yada. But just stepping there for a moment is not going to hurt you.
Okay, boom. And then guess what?
I don't know.
I got you, Tabard. I got you. Say hi to Fork. And I'm going to burn my wild shape and put my flaming lion right there.
All right, go ahead and burn a usage of your wild shape.
Okay, when it appears, everyone, including you, Tabard, but hang in there. All right, so when it appears, I need a dex saving throw against my DC, which is
So you
16.
will make 3 spell effect rolls. The first one's affected. Second one is affected, and then Tabard, dexterity saving throw, Dian, spell effect roll. And Tabard is affected as well.
Okay, so there's damage with that. I think it is 2d6. Yes, 2d6 damage.
Now, is your character immune to bludgeoning damage? I'm just curious.
All right, both of the creatures are scorched, as is Tabard.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Right. Okay, then I can move there. Now, according to the reading, I'm going to end my turn.
I was going to say, hang on, though, because so you summoned it, and that's an effect just from summoning it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So that's your action. Okay, continue.
So I was thinking of moving 10 here, and then teleporting my wild shape there and Tavard there.
Check the distance that you can do it. Is it 30? I thought it was only like 20.
It's within 15 the pace that I can see, so right now, right?
Go ahead and post that text, because I seem to remember it was pretty limited.
I thought it was 15 from the spirit.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was also.
I thought it was 15 from a spot that I can see.
Teleport up to 15 feet to unoccupied spaces you can see. So maximum distance they can move is 15 feet, and that distance has to be somewhere you can see.
Okay, yeah, all right, roger that. Man, you'd think I'd remember this shit. Now, next is going to be 15, 5, 10. I can get him to where I'm standing, but not now. So I'm gonna put homeboy there, and Tavard, if I'm gonna move you right.
So again, I just want to clarify, because this is getting a little bit wonky. So you are staying where you are at as Dian, right? Because that you want to be able to see where you're trying to move people.
I'm assuming I can't see here, or can I? Yeah, I guess I can.
Let's just do a real quick double check.
I don't know if you have to see the spirit's position.
Yeah, it's a spot within 15 feet of the spirit that I can see. I'm understanding that better now.
Right, and I guess I'm just trying to think of the timing, because you're basically taking his action right now, right? Which means your turn is over. So where does Dian end his turn is what I'm asking.
So he's going to end it there, but if I could still see I guess I don't need. You're right. I don't need to see the spirit when I end my turn.
You need to be able to see the space you want him to go to, though.
Okay, then I see it from here. This is where I'm going to end my turn, and now it is the wild person's turn.
Okay. Okay, so you cannot see that space from where you're currently at.
Oh, I thought I could see it in my angle.
So if you take a pointer to that space, you'll notice it goes right through the solid wall. So you would not be able to see that specific space.
I'm sorry. I saw it because I could see it with the dynamic lighting.
You so like from where you're standing right now, you can see maybe a third of that space, right? And essentially that's just seeing like the top edge. But again, if you're trying to specifically put him right below,
There. If I can stay here, if that's, I mean,
that's not going to help you either. So
okay,
if
I
you're
can see it in both spaces, so that's why. Okay,
if you're
now I
But don't forget, you can also see from the wild spirit's eyes also. So your dynamic lighting is also probably both you and your spirit's vision. So you, DN, from up there can't see around the corner, but the spirit can see that spot, is what Adam is saying.
I don't think we gave vision to the spirit, so no. But what it is that with dynamic lighting, like I'm trying to make sure you guys don't just see a black line, right? So I put the line of the dynamic lighting a little bit inside of the wall so that you can see the surface, right? But when you take a line from one space to the other, if that line goes through a solid wall, you can't actually see there, right? So again, if what you're aiming to do is you might be able to move here, like I would argue you can see that space from there if you're willing to go there and having end your turn there. But anytime you're in doubt, definitely take a pointer to where you want to go. If the pointer goes through a physical object, then you can't actually see there.
Okay, roger that. All right, end of my turn now. Sorry, Adam. Then boom.
Okay, got it. All right,
I'm
and
gonna
then
take Tavard with me as he.
Carrot, I'm assuming you're willing to go?
Well, where am I willing to go? I want to make sure. Where would I be able to go?
I don't think you know that. It's just the shape is trying to take you. Do you let it take you?
Yeah, I'll let it take me.
Okay, so now where would you like to put him, Deanne?
Okay, I'm gonna put him next to me still. So he's going to be right there.
So just east of your spirit.
Yes.
All right, so we'll just slide Tabard there. Okay, and then this triggers the next part, so 2 more spell effect rolls. Okay, yeah, they'll both be affected by that.
I'm getting me a fire hammer next. I'm just saying.
I just took the number that you posted already with the description since it rolled it for you there, Dean. Okay, so now we move to this creature's turn, and probably no surprise, he is going to climb out of the water, and he's going to try to attack you, Tabard. Okay, you managed to evade that strike as well. We move to the top of the round with Mr. Serpentwind here. He is getting pretty scared, so he is going to try to get out of here as best he can. He doesn't want to break his invisibility, so I'm going to have him go that way. Okay, Saline.
Okay. I'm going to step 5 feet to my north here. Can I see any of them from this position, or would I have to get closer to the ledge?
I would say you can see the 2 in the back. You can't see the one closest to you.
That's okay. I will, since I saw that fire worked, I will aim a firebolt at the weakened guy in the back. He may get some degree of cover from where he's standing.
He sure will.
That is okay. We're going to go for it anyway. And we're going to find it in our... Nope.
That is going to miss.
It sure will. And I'm going to step back to my original position.
Okay, Jason's turn.
Okay, Jason will move to this little corner spot for a moment and kind of hold up his staff, and then he'll bring it down in a slash and try to use his wind slash on. It's 20 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20. So I guess the best one to hit would be this one in the corner right here.
But unfortunately, this works the same way against you now, because remember, you're 30 feet up. So even though it looks like he's within 10 of you, he's actually
that's
30
right.
feet below you.
All right, so I'll use my other cantrip, which is Thunderbolt. I haven't used this one yet, so I'll post the text for you.
Okay, nice. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll. Yeah, that'll certainly hit.
Cool. And then if it's 30 feet instead, could I instead target the one that's directly in front of Tavard?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be the one that I would rather target if that's okay.
Sure thing. Yep.
And then Thunderbolt, so 6 damage, and then he can't take reactions until the start of my next turn. And then I'll just shout down to Tavard and I'll say, "Stay moving, brother."
And I'll shout down
What?
and I'll say to my friend, yeah, there you go. I'll say,
I went-
leave the ledge empty.
I accidentally roleplayed Vin there, so Jason would probably be like, "Keep moving, don't
I
stay
would
there."
misty step like you bastards, but well, you know.
Okay. So let me check intelligence real quick. Yeah, okay. So what you're going to notice, Tavern, is as this purple haze moves into a flanking position, the purple haze fades away. The creature is once again here physically. It is then going to attack you on the flank. Okay, so roll a d4, Jason.
Big money, big money.
Sorry, I was trying to take the second to heat up a cheeseburger real quick. All right, here we go.
My man is eating.
As your
while
friend
while
Tavard
his
in
friend's
trouble.
I'm
fighting.
starving, bro. Starving.
Tabard, you are indeed struck. You're going to take 2 bludgeoning damage as this weird skeletal fish hand strikes you, and I will need a Constitution saving throw.
All right, I take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
I mean, that you never know when that matters, right? You know.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use one of those inspirations. They sound juicy.
Okay, go ahead and click your inspiration. We'll take that and add 2 to it. 10.
I am going to go ahead and want to hero point this if I can, please.
You can. Go ahead and click a hero point.
Got no other option.
Okay.
That's good. I'll stick with that.
Tavard, you notice that almost immediately as this attack strikes you. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was just recalculating because you used inspiration to re-roll. So we take that lower nut. Yes, okay. So yeah, you're struck. Your skin gets a very strange feeling to it. You can see it looks as though your skin is actually quivering, and you can see almost like this infection point of where this hand has touched you is starting to spread very rapidly over your body. What you notice immediately is that your skin is actually a bit starting to become translucent.
So that's a 15 on my saving throw, though, correct?
I got you at 13. So you rolled a 10.
But I get the 2. Oh, because it did hit me. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah, it still hit me. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so yes,
Well,
your skin is
The,
starting.
the inspiration he rolled is an 8, so it would add 2 to that because of his con mod.
Yeah, but that's for my saving throw, not for being.
No,
hit.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. That is correct. Yep. So you clicked your inspiration. It doesn't have the mod in there. So you're right. I did forget to add the 2 con. That's a 10. Plus the 5 will make it a 15. So you notice your skin's a little bit itchy, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's a habit.
Never mind.
It's a habit for this environment.
Tavard, your turn.
All right. Seeing that my friends, I want them to have good visibility of everything going on, right? And I'm going to go ahead and just take the dodge action,
Okay.
since my weapons aren't doing anything anyway until I get the, holy flaming battle axe kind of deal or whatever. And then I'm going to step away, and I understand that 3 of them will get attacks. One doesn't have a opportunity attack on me, but still. So
All
I'm
right.
gonna go ahead and move there. See what
Exactly as you said, 3 opportunity attacks. So let's start at the bottom, then we'll go mid, then we'll go top. So defense roll at advantage. Okay, you'll dodge that first one. You'll dodge the second one, and you'll dodge the third one.
All right.
What a hero.
And then would it take me, so I'm going from where I just went to there. For me to get over there, Adam, just theater of the mind with that there, can I jump down to that place, to here, and then move over here, for an example?
So what I'll say is, without even much difficulty, you can certainly jump to here. Oh, let me turn my display.
Can I
back
yell
up.
down, stay close to fort?
You can definitely do that if you wish.
I do wish to say that.
Ouch.
Can you swim?
Yeah, I'll stay. Okay, I'll just stay there with a dodge action.
Okay.
It's just all these guys are getting. They're gonna be able to flank me. That's why I'm looking at all that. So try to get it so I'm not as flankable. But all right, I'm dodging. So
You are dodging. Okay, next one up is this one. It is going to move to there, and then as it sees you very much in a defensive position, it is going to attempt to knock you into its preferred terrain, into the water. So Tabard, give me your choice of acrobatics or athletics check. Nice. You easily evade as he tries to push you back into the water.
now I know this isn't a thing, but I did 2 last week and 1 this week. So if we're keeping tallies, that's a whole bunch in 1 month. I just want
Nat
to
20s? Yeah, it's
throw
strange.
that out there. Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but between last week and,
I know
and
there
this
was
week, we've got a new month, bro.
Don't even get technical on me, dude. Let me live my dream. You know, this is my truth, not yours.
This
Okay, all right.
This one's going to make his way down, and he is going to try to slash out with his, or he's going to try to slam out, I should say, with his clawed hand. So defense roll at advantage as you're dodging. Nice. That'll count as a fumble for him. Go ahead and roll a melee fumble.
Anyone paying attention to this?
Yes.
We're locked in, buddy.
All right. He loses track of the fight around him. He ends his turn and moves to the bottom of the initiative round at the start of the next round. So let me put a little icon on him so we remember that.
I may not be able to hurt them by, my weapons, but just standing there. That's all I'm doing.
Ian, your turn.
We should change his name from Iron Song to Iron Wall.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yellow dot. I'm gonna snap my fingers, produce flame, and launch it at him. I think it's in range.
Ooh, is it? Remind me, what is the range of that? Is it 30?
It's
30
3,000.
30.
30 feet? Then yes, that will do the trick. You throw flames down there, and it does indeed connect. Go ahead and post damage. He is burned.
All right, now I'm going to use my bonus action, 15 feet, Wildfire Spirit. I'm going to so it's the end of my turn. Wildfire Spirit's going to go right at that ledge.
All right, now remember...
You're 30 feet up, bro.
Right, you're 30 feet up, and each person can only move 15 feet.
No. Yeah. Okay. Isn't that... Okay, but first question, isn't that 15 feet away?
No, because
Besides-
you're looking at it. So, like on a diagonal, he is actually 30 feet below you right now. So on a diagonal, it would still be 30 feet minimum to get there because of the height difference.
Okay. Then... Alright. Fiery teleport here. And put Devard behind me.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, Tabard, I assume you're willing to go?
Yeah, but I'm still dodging. Just want that to be known.
All right, go ahead and post that ability there, Dean. And I think we'll need, let's see, I think you were there, so I see 3 spell effect rolls. Does that sound right?
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and post all
Nice.
3.
Nice.
So the
Crap.
first 2 are affected, but not the last one. So, okay, I'm going to take 5 damage. Yeah, so just as an FYI, that bottom one is actually calculating correct in the text, so that's the one I'm going to take.
Okay.
Okay, so those 2 are scorched. We move to this one's turn. All right, so, he is going to jump into the water. He is going to swim to here. And he is going to attempt to grapple you, Tabard. Your choice of acrobatics or athletics. You managed to evade his grapple. All right, Tabard, from where you're at, you hear a voice that you don't necessarily see, but you hear it say, "Lee, let's go back the way we came. We know that way's safe."
Do we though? Where's the fext?
Saline.
Damn, he dipped.
All right.
They're
Can I see
almost dead.
Can I see any of them from where I'm at, or no?
I would say you can see the one just southwest of Tabard. Just barely.
Okay.
Remember, it's in the water, so you can see its head.
Oh, okay. So it would have cover by being in the water.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna step up here. Now can I see the
You can see the yellow
This one?
dot one now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I will try to finish that one off for us. So here comes the firebolt.
That connects. You do indeed finish that one off. It
Going back to
drops
where
to
I
the
was.
ground. Okay, Jason.
All right. Jason will move to that little corner pocket spot again, and I can see this one, right? Let's check. I don't think so.
I would say no. Again, your pointer there is going through a solid wall.
Yeah, okay. So then that means the one here that I've already targeted, I'll just target him again with that Thunderbolt spell. So he'll kind of lift this staff up and kind of slam it and stop it midair. And this crack of thunder energy will rattle around the creature. We'll see if it hits.
Remind me the range on this one.
30.
Okay, so he's actually 35 below you now because he's in the water.
Oh, okay. So he's underwater. I got you. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
only his head's above the water.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 5'10". Let's go back up here. And I can see over the ledge, right?
As long as you're willing to lean over the bridge railing, and like you're hanging on it almost, like your feet are still on the ground, but you kind of get what I'm saying, like your body's up against it, then sure.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? I say
To
send
me, I don't know. It's like a 50-50 ratio of hero moments and asshole moments. But here we go. Nice, got him.
And I'm sorry, are you trying to target the same creature again?
Yes, right?
Okay, so he's still 35 feet below you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can see this one now, though, right?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Well, then there we go. I had him. Oh, it's just 1 point of damage, so didn't do too much.
I will take that off of him. He is very disappointed.
And I'll keep moving down the bridge as I can with the targets, and I'll keep trying to attack. But that's
Now
all I got for now.
that is a cantrip, right? You guys are level 5?
Yeah, yeah. Jordan said something about that to me in the DM about how it doesn't scale, but I think it's because of the rider effect. 'Cause
Okay,
here's the
I would
text.
double check it because I'd almost be willing to guarantee.
I feel like most cantrips are supposed to scale. at level
I
5.
would certainly think so because that's basically like a ranged shocking grasp is how I would look at it. Let's double check that one after. We'll move on for now.
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Okay, this one's turn. He is going to jump into the water here. He is going to try to hit the Flame Spirit. So defense roll from the Flame Spirit. Yes, Flame Spirit managed to evade that, and we move to Tabard's turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and stay with dodge because it's doing so well, right? But I'm actually going to move right here.
All right, he will indeed attempt to attack you as you step away with an opportunity attack. So that effect is no longer on him because it's been past the start of Jason's turn. So yes, defense roll, please, Tabard. Okay, you are dodging, you said, right?
Yep.
All right, so you do manage to evade that.
All right, I'm just doing that hoping that they bunch up there, so I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay, that one's turn. He is going to move down to where the Flame Spirit is, and he's going to try to hit the Flame Spirit. Defense roll, Flame Spirit. Once again, yes, manages to evade that attack. Ian.
Okay, still produce flame at this guy, please.
Okay, sure. Ooh, let's see a spell fumble.
I don't know where those are. My goodness.
Oh, I
Right
do.
beside me,
Down
bro.
here.
Okay, so end your current turn, and you are surprised until the end of your next turn. So you cast the spell, and I imagine almost like it blows up in your hand, and you're so shocked that your turn ends immediately, and you're surprised until the end of your next turn. So essentially, you're losing your next turn. So as your turn ends, Flame Spirit's turn.
All right. Fiery teleportation. And he's gonna go 5, 10. I'm gonna put him there. And I want to take a willing creature with me. Devard, are you willing to?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, let's put him a little further from the water. So I'll put him right behind me.
So remember, he can only move a maximum of 15.
No, the fiery spirit, right? So I already moved 10.
Right, but each creature can only move up to 15. So when you teleport them, where would you like to put Tabard within 15 feet?
Oh my goodness. Then I want to put Tabard where I want to put Tabard here.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Wait,
that
gotta
is
click
not
the
correct. That does
Click
not
the
work.
wrong-
Yes, so let's see. As you move, all three of those will be affected. I'm going to start from the top. They all take 4 damage. So yes, you're going to notice the very badly injured one is singed to the ground. The other 2 are simply scorched. Okay. He is going to climb out of the water, and he's going to go after you, Tabard. Attack at advantage since you're dodging.
I gotta move my token a second, try to see if I can get it. It wasn't doing its thing.
You managed to evade that attack. You guys don't know where Mr. Serpentwind has gone off to, but it certainly seems a ways away from you all.
He went to go get Blixo and Serena, obviously.
Cerilia, your turn.
We never seen him since he went invisible, and I don't think we would have heard him from up here, so we got no idea where the fuck he is.
Tabard's having a great time playing dodge right now, so he's not paying attention. But I mean, he heard him.
All right, I come up here. Do I have a beat on this guy?
Yes.
Okay, I will shoot at him. One day I will learn not to close my character sheet every time.
That will hit. And he is
Nice.
also burned down. Okay, Jason's turn.
All right. Jason is getting tired of this annoying voice in his head telling him about angles and math and distances, so he's just going to reach his staff up and he's going to ring those bells again, and you see those 2 undulating balls kind of rotate out and then fire off, and he's going to shoot it off at the remaining creature. So he'll burn a spell slot, 1st level, to cast Chaos Bolt.
Okay, that will connect.
Okie dokie. Nice. So let's see, 5 and 3.
Yep, 5 and 3.
Let's do fire. Seems to be working. So 3 is fire. So we'll do fire damage.
He is indeed burnt as your Chaos Bolt smacks into him.
Okie dokie. And he will kind of move back. He doesn't want to get too far down that bridge, kicking those bones with his feet.
All right, it is that one's turn. He is going to step up, and once again, Tabard, he's going to try to go for you. Defense roll at advantage. You managed to evade the attack once again. These guys can't seem to get through your defenses, and it is your turn.
Let's just go ahead and stand here, and I'll take it. I'll just go ahead, and since I seem to be doing best by dodging anyway.
That's not something you expect to hear in a D&D game, but all right. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
let's see. I think it was Saline that dropped this one. Saline, D20, please. All right, this one is truly dead. The end.
All right, rinse and repeat. My reading glasses on. Okay, produce flame on that guy that's left. I think I got a shot on him.
You're frightened, or not frightened, but
Oh, that's right.
whatever.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Right. Yep. Good reminder. Okay, so your turn ends. Fire Spirit's turn.
All right, I'm just gonna push us to the right, just 5 feet. So together, I want to go here, and Tavard goes there.
All right, Tavern, you're in agreement with that? Okay, let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so as we are at the top of the round, there's just one creature left. There's a bunch of your turns. I don't think he's going to be able to hurt you guys before you manage to kill him. So I'm going to go ahead and say you guys have managed to kill this one. And the other one, whether he popped up or not, again, not going to have much effect. So you guys have managed to defeat these very strange creatures. I'm going to get us out of battle. Blixel, as you're kind of meandering on the outside there, wondering, geez, how long is it going to take for these guys to get back? You're going to notice that there is some movement of the vines and things at the entrance of this cavern. Or the ruins. You've been here once before, so you kind of know what this is going about. But you won't see anything, but you will hear a voice say, "Oh, there you are. I think they're okay, but they might be in trouble."
Is that you, Ivani?
No,
Who's
no.
speaking to me?
It's Mr. Serpentwind.
Oh. What are you, invisible or something?
Yes, I fell into the water, and the strangest creatures I've ever seen. They swam after me. I don't even know what the heck they were. Very strange creatures indeed.
And you left my friends to fight them?
Well,
Come on.
they were doing pretty well, and you see, kind of what happened is they climbed up and get closer. I'll take your hand since you can't see me. I don't want to drop the invisibility just yet.
Oh, okay. What about Serena? She was taking a pee in the woods.
Oh, do we think she's going to be ready to go anytime soon?
I think so. She said it was a quick one, but I don't know for sure.
All right, we will we will assume she is kind of sort of here, but maybe not really.
Okay.
All right, and then yeah, he is going to escort the three of you guys on in, and obviously this is going to be a little bit of a time distortion, but I'm going to say manages to get you guys to about there and starts walking down. Guys, back to the other area, and now you can feel free to move Blixel as you wish. Mr. Serpentwind is kind of moving down this tunnel. But yeah, the rest of you guys, battle is over. You managed to defeat Tavern. Your defenses very solid. You know, whatever that strange effect was, you have a feeling that could have been very bad. But you're not quite sure exactly what it would have done, but it did not seem fun at all. What would you guys like to do?
There's
So
the
as the
blind check
battle
for identifying
ends-
the monster.
As the battle ends, the fiery lion will bump up against your hip, give you a good purring nod, and then fly up to there, Adam.
Can that thing double jump? Your spirit? Can it, like, theoretically speaking, double teleport to Vard up? I mean, he could teleport to the
No,
rope,
it's-
hold on, and then do it again because it can float, and then he can go up top instead of having to make a check to
I
climb.
wasn't going to do trigonometry again. I'm with you on that camp. So
I'm just going to randomly say no to that because, you know, you use it in action, he would fall in the water before it can be a double jump.
Would it
No.
be ready to
Hang on. Let me clarify. When the first jump is at the rope, 15 feet in the air, Tavar grabs, right? Second jump, boom, 15 feet up to the top. Bada bing, bada boom.
So what you're saying is you want the rope to be hanging there. Taver's going to run, jump, and try to connect to the rope at 15 feet.
Tavern already votes no on
I
all.
was going to that sounds dangerous. All right, so stepping back for just a moment, I saw your check there, Saline. Not surprising at all. A very good check. So you recognize these as a very, very rare creature. You're not even sure that this is... It's been mentioned in some of the documents, but it's almost like, could these things exist sort of thing. You know that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I no, it was just a joke. Like a cryptid.
A crypt. I don't even know what that is. So sure, yeah, I like that. Let's see. This creature is what is known as a Neolithic zombie of an aboleth. So there are creatures known as
Oh, shit.
Neolithic aboleths, which are kind of the short version is undead aboleths. Aboleths themselves are super rare to start with, but undead aboleth is what is known as a Neolithic aboleth. It is associated with the void. This is a creature that can be created by a Neolithic aboleth, and this creature has a very potent effect where if it hits you with its slam attack while it's in its material form and you aren't very lucky, what will happen is you have a disease on you. The disease doesn't do anything mechanically for 1 minute other than it feels very uncomfortable. And during that minute, it can be removed by Bless, Lesser Restoration, or Stronger Magic. However, after that 1 minute passes, the diseased creature's skin becomes translucent and slimy. The creature cannot regain hit points unless it is at least partially underwater. And at that point, the disease can only be removed by Heal, the spell Heal, or even more powerful magic. If the creature is not fully submerged or frequently doused with water, it takes acid damage every 10 minutes. If it should happen to die during that time, it is converted to a Neolithic zombie.
And I almost debated on just rolling the dice and not using my hero.
Yeah.
God. That's a Bill. Go ahead and roll 4d6 times 6.
That's a hero point situation if I ever heard one.
You would definitely have to hung out in the water for a bit.
I am very glad I
Crazy.
bailed immediately. Teleported up here.
Nice.
On a different note, though, can we imagine a dwarf-size one of those fishmen? That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah,
But
not funny.
Jason will look down to you and go, "Well, are you gonna climb up here, Tavard?"
Well, we got the wizard guy. He said I heard him. He must have been like invisible. He said something about we needed to go run up north, so maybe that's where he went. So do you want to go find him?
And it's about
over
that
there.
time that you notice Blixel making his way down. He seems like he's got his mouth filled with some drink that he's drinking at the moment. Now he's finished it real quick. But yeah, there he is.
Hey, what are you guys doing? You fighting?
Oh, good. The gang's all here.
We won.
Hey, Adam, by chance, I'm just hoping, praying, if I had a deity kind of thing. But all the back and forth and everything, I don't know how long that the fish Vex would have come back, but by chance did they see her in the hallway when she came back?
They did not.
Bastards. They needed to look for that, just in case.
Those creatures, they weren't wearing clothes or anything? They were just slimy fish creatures?
Correct.
No weapons?
No weapons.
Interesting. Man, it looks like the old comic, the thing from the swamp thing.
Oh, that's going ways back, yeah.
Just so Blixel and everybody knows, there's a rope that's tied around this pillar here that's hanging down. I would guess now it's not over here. It's probably hanging down just here. So we can throw it back over there to you to climb up to this bridge, which is 30 feet in the air. We have established that at this point.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of climbing. That didn't work out so well last time, says the disembodied voice.
It might be your only option. Let's see if a way to fly.
He stops and thinks for a moment.
Insults his spell list.
How about instead of climbing, what about if we tie you to the rope, right, and they pull you up?
Oh, okay, yeah, that could work.
Is this a statue over here?
It is indeed.
Ooh, what's this a statue of?
It looks to be of a human, based on what you've heard so far in the ruins here. You would presume that this is some kind of a old Andu statue.
All right, throw me the rope.
Are you good at tying knots?
Not really.
Are you bad at tying knots? There's good, and then there's bad, and then there's just neutral, you know?
I mean, I can get away in a pinch, you know.
You hear, yeah, no. I've got a better idea. Just a moment.
I could throw them up. What do you think?
This is going to take me just a little bit. Just bear with me. And you start to hear the sound of verbal components being uttered. I believe as soon as he starts casting that spell, because he's got to concentrate, the invisibility will end, and suddenly he becomes visible there. But you notice him speaking and motioning with his hands.
Looking and seeing it, can I make a check to see if I know what spell he's casting?
Sure. Yeah, give me a blind check. You're not sure? You're quite sure that this spell of whatever he's doing is not something you've seen before. All right, as you guys wait there, about a minute passes before you notice a large, quasi-real horse-like creature that appears, and it actually is currently equipped with saddle, bit, and bridle. And you see he looks at it, looks back up at you, and just gives you kind of a thumbs up. He hops on the saddle, and you notice the horse-like creature ascends into the air effortlessly and deposits him up here. And you see he goes, "Oh, yeah, much better." And you see he just flicks his fingers, and the horse-like creature just fades.
Well, what about us?
Well, that's not a good way for Libby to die. I mean, she wasn't even here. Oh,
Good timing. You notice Mr. Serpentwind kind of looks down at you guys and then stops for a moment. He says, "Oh, you guys are good climbers."
Did you need to send the horse away? Couldn't he have given us a ride too?
Well, he's only kind of real, and sometimes he just kind of trails off.
God, Serpentwind.
hey, I'll wait down here until you guys go up.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
I can try to throw that rope again. I'll pull it back up and see if I can give it a toss down to Blixel, Adam.
Yep, yeah, I would say, again, there's no rush or anything like that, so you're able to do so.
Is there a way for me to swing so I could just swing and swoop up onto the bridge?
It is 30 feet above you, so I'm going to say no. Somehow you're going to have to get pulled or hold onto the rope and try to, like, run alongside the wall, something like that.
Blixel, didn't you do rope climb in high school? This is pretty similar.
That is. My mom
So-
taught me everything I learned.
Just real quick, technical thing. For some reason, the HP bars on Blixel and Cerilia aren't showing. I'm just going to swap new tokens in, and yep, that's going to fix it. Just one moment.
All right, toss me the rope, and I will start to climb.
All right. After a couple of tries, Jason perfectly lands it in your awaiting grasp, and he holds on to it and uses kind of the anchor point of the stone pillar as like a support for you, and he'll try to pull you up while you're trying to climb.
And it's just
Actually helping
water underneath, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but
how
last
far of
time-
a drop is it?
So it's
Don't
30
worry about the
feet
drop.
ledge above.
No, to the water, though, I mean. Like, from where I would be, like, how far... It's not going to, like, hurt me if I fall, if Blixel
No.
falls, right?
No,
Okay.
like from where you're standing right now, the water's probably like 3 feet below the rock line.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so do I make a blind check too, or just
You
help
can
him.
actually make a public check here. This is going to be an athletics check. You get to make it at advantage, so feel free to throw that. Yeah, you've got no problem climbing up there.
Ah,
Go ahead
thank
and scooch
you.
over.
You're pretty strong, Jason.
It's simple physics, really.
What's physics?
He like turns around and his eyes are like wide. When we have some time back at the Capitol, come and visit me. I've got some books on it. Plus, you should meet my dad. I think you'd like him.
Huh, okay.
You
Sure.
step into the bone pile here, Blixel, and you notice some of the bones clatter across the bridge. The sound of the clattering ominously echoes throughout this cavern.
Why don't I hear boss music?
So he turns around slowly and goes, "Ooh."
Let's not go too far yet until everyone's up here.
Do all the bones look like humanoid bones or just a mismatch of everything?
Based on a quick glance, they do look humanoid in nature, yes.
All right, who's next across?
I'll toss the rope to Tavard and get ready again.
Savard waits to see if Serena wants to go next.
Sure, send her across. I'm not quite in front of the computer yet, but I trust you.
Uh-oh, famous last words. All right, let's see. We'll go ahead and throw a check for Serena real quick.
I'm
Actually,
still helping.
Let's make it more fun. Let's try to get Blixel in trouble. Blixel, go ahead and roll me 2d20, please.
I knew you were going to do that. What is it? Sorry?
Just 2d20, because she'll have this at advantage, and then we'll add her mod separately. Oh, yeah, no problem. I feel like she takes her hands off the rope and just like air walks up after a little bit, but yeah, she was there.
On this very low stakes roll, I got you, babe.
She's a show off.
All right, yes, and then as some room is made, Tavern, if you wish to make the ascent as well, again, athletics check at advantage. Yep, once again, no problem whatsoever. You climb up.
All right.
That was fun, guys.
Fun?
Like you were having...
Fun? That's what you call fun? What were those creatures? I just strange. Oh my what? I'm all wet. It's cold.
Saline explains it to him in excruciating detail.
And you notice that his demeanor is getting like lower and lower as you're adding additional details here. He's like, what? And then they touch it. Like he's just kind of realizing what could have happened to him.
Yeah, good thing that didn't happen.
Did any of you get touched by that stuff?
I got
Tavard did.
Yeah, it didn't do a damn thing.
It took more than a minute, though. He's fine.
Dwarfs are awfully resilient when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, that fiery creature there did more.
The lion beat you up more than the creatures.
Well, one did hit me. I mean, but it was bludgeoning damage, so it does less damage on me. So
All right, guys, as you're all up here on the bridge, having that that climb was a little bit rough. I don't know. It kind of feels like maybe that took some energy. Tavern, go ahead and play your card, please.
No.
I'd rather not.
It has to get you back for all the dodging.
Yeah, I think I get more red cards than anything else. So next time when gonna do that. So.
How much longer can we go, team? Each member is going to gain 1 point of weariness after this terrible battle here.
And that we can just fill with the red field, right?
Correct, yes.
Mr. Serpentwind, I saw you eyeballing that statue. Is it something you read about in your notes, perhaps?
I'm just waiting for someone to pull out their card that says remove 1 level of wariness, guys. Come on, who's got it?
Don't have that one.
You notice he starts like stroking his beard as you say this, Jason. He says, "It just seems so strange. Look at how much detail has gone into this statue. It's not something that could have been created quickly. And look at the surroundings. There must have been some kind of support, right? Some kind of scaffolding or some such in order to detail such a statue. I'm just trying to place myself in the mind of the crafter so long ago."
Well, depending on this particular portion of the cavern, it could either be old Andu or it could be an addition by the elves. However, I don't depict elves ever building human statues. That just doesn't sound like something they would do considering their history.
They
So
would
I
never.
exactly. I'd imagine that these were left here by the previous old Andu, just like that chapel. Oh, speaking of which, Blixel, when you came through there, did that idol follow you around?
No, I followed Serpentwind here.
It did not. No, we stayed out to the edge and kind of just trailed across the outside skirts of the room, but no, it didn't come after us.
Interesting.
I mean, I know I'm a magnet for things, but yeah, no, I was fine.
Well, earlier while we were in that room, it chased around Celine. It didn't attack her or anything, but it appeared to me that it was targeting her because of her, well, elf heritage. So hearing it did not affect you, well, that's curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be a specific combination of factors, like because I'm an elf and also I tried to cast a spell in its presence, so maybe there's multiple triggers.
I mean, plus I know I look like full elf here, but I'm not. My mom is not an elf. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand. You are also different genders as well, I guess,
Are
more
you
than
being
anything.
sexist?
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
an idol recognized you? Or thought you were someone from its past? Just thinking out loud here.
Well, sounds like it's not a problem anymore. Do you guys know what's on the other side of this door here, John?
We did not make it that far. Mr. Serpentwind fell off these makeshift ladder we made, and those creatures came out the water. So you're about caught up to where we are, Mr. Blixel.
There's also a tunnel to our south.
Oh, where does that go?
We do not know.
Do you want me to run
Adam,
down there?
do these bones on the bridge look placed similar to the ones that were in the uh, idol chamber, or were these more just maybe like a
Bones never would naturally appear like this, right? It wouldn't make any sense that people just died where they were like that. So you're pretty sure that they are placed in tension.
Does it look like a feeding pit? Like, can I check the bones and inspect them, see if I see like rough teeth marks or any kind of indication that these things were eaten?
Blind check, please. The cause of death of some of these is hard to determine, but it seems varied. Not all of them have any kind of scars or chips in the bones themselves. Some do, but no, there doesn't seem to be like one uniform way that all these people died.
Blixel's gonna do divine sense just to see
Sure.
if anything in the water down there or anything like that.
Go ahead
Or
and
among
post that for me.
bones.
60 feet of you, not behind total cover. No, you do not detect any of those types.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I missed out, guys. But yeah, if you want me to run down this hallway, I will. Or walk it.
We're looking for a specific item. Hard to tell where it would live in this adorned double doors to our north, or would it be tucked away in a tunnel?
Oh, the orb?
Yes.
Well, I'm no dungeon architect, but I feel like if I were and I wanted to hide the orb, I would probably put it across the scary bridge with a bunch of bones and statues flanking it and an ominous door on the other side. That looks suspiciously like a place where something like that might be.
Then let's go there.
Yes, I think we kind of stumbled upon a shortcut here by climbing this wall. Can I look down at where it's crumbled, Adam? Does it look like maybe it was a staircase at one point that went down to that area?
It does not seem to be, no.
Well,
I suppose we could always peek around the corner down here just to make sure we're not going to be followed by anything.
Say no more.
Is a suggestion, not a... Okay.
I'm peeking so hard right here. But I don't see anything.
Hey, Adam, can you get my fiery spirit where I can move it? I'm sorry, I can't see it now. Thank you.
It's all clear. Just 2 hallways.
All right, what do I see in that room, Adam?
To your northwest, Ian, you spot what looks like a table that looks quite tattered. Past the table, there looks to be a threadbare cloth that is strung across from one side to the other. Looks like some kind of sleeping apparatus.
There's a bedroom up here. Do we want any of the frontline guys to come up and check out this room?
Is that me?
And Serena, right?
Serena still appears to not be...
Kind of quiet.
Oh, is there more bones in this room?
Go ahead.
All right.
How many hit points does she have?
She's at max. Tabard, as you are approaching this area, you notice that clearly a stock room in better days. This room contains several barrels of various sizes pushed against a couple of walls. A pair of small wooden tables with intact wood chairs near them dot the southern part of this room. 2 tattered and holey hammocks are strung up on the southwest part of the room.
Does it look like anything has been disturbed recently, or does it just seem abandoned?
Ooh, blind check Blixel as you try to insight that. You don't get the impression that anything here has recently been touched or moved or jostled. The layer of dust that seems to be on everything is pretty uniform.
Hey, Adam,
Yes.
can I just for theater of the mind, my fiery lion is walking, but it's off the ground, so he's flying technically, like a foot or 2.
Gotcha, okay.
while they're doing that, Jason will approach Celine and ask for a loose piece of parchment if she has it.
I do indeed have 5 sheets of loose paper.
I only need 1.
I give him 1.
And I'm gonna go back to that spot. Adam, I'm gonna send you something. This is another one of those spells. You just let me know if it's a okay or not okay.
And I'll say to Tavard, seems like we're alone, so let's not go any further, or I'll split up. But
I'm up here. I'm up at this part of the room. It's one big room.
I guess I will say in general, Jason, because that is a cantrip, if you don't abuse it, I'm okay with it. But if you try to make like a constant combat pet, I'm going to be like,
Oh, no. No. I mean, a piece of paper combat pet wouldn't be effective. He's mainly trap fodder, was the idea.
Again, keep in mind, he'll only weigh like a piece of paper. So if there's like a pressure plate or something like that, it's not going to work. But sure, we'll play it as is and see how it goes.
Okay, cool.
And I'm sorry, did I miss any questions from anybody else about what you're seeing, or if you're looking at anything in particular?
Well, I have a question about what Buxel's saying. Is that a stairway to another area?
That looks like a wooden dock or bridge of some kind. It doesn't look like a stairway. It's wooden planks. They don't look to be brand new by any stretch of the imagination. They're kind of haphazardly placed. You can certainly see that due all of the humidity here, there's like some rot that has set in. But yeah, it looks like some kind of a wooden connection from this area to elsewhere.
Okay. He is not going to stand on it if it looks like it's rotten. He's like, put 1 foot on that, you're going to get dunked in the water. Guarantee it.
It's certainly not all rotten, but yes, you definitely notice some of the areas are rotted wood.
Careful, guys. It's
and
a
on
rotted
this
dock.
On this table, there's not a book, obviously. It's pretty barren.
It is, correct, right. So think of this as almost like you're seeing what might have been at one point in time, but there is no book there at the moment.
There's a pile of bones in this corner.
That is a pile of bones, yes.
What does it look? Does it look like it's people were huddled there in their last days, or
Blind check there, Dean. Hard to say based on that check. I will say that the bones look like they might be belonging to just one individual, because you only see like one skull and then various different bones. So it's possible this was just one creature. How its bones got spread exactly like this, hard to say.
all right? I'm gonna search through the area where this guy spent his last moments and see if there's something significant.
Okay, another blind check, please. No, there does not seem to be anything here but dust and bones.
Hmm.
Can Blixel pry open one of the barrels just to see if there's anything in there? I'm assuming it's along dust, but
He can certainly try. Does he have a dagger or a crowbar or anything along those lines?
I have a crowbar.
You shout as your voice echoes throughout this area.
I'll hand it over to Serena or Saline, because I'm trying to keep eyes on old Serpent Wind over here.
Serena
Salem
doesn't
looks
seem
like
like
she
she
has-
wants to carry it.
I mean,
It looks like she has no idea how to use it.
I have a short sword. Would that work?
It might, yeah. Let's go ahead and give a blind check there, Blixel, as you try to take the tip of your short sword blade, try to work it in the edges of the barrel lid. No, man, this thing is just not working. You're not able to get any kind of purchase to open this.
This one's defective. All right, well, we checked it out, and Blixel will start going back towards the bridge. Looks like an old storeroom back there.
Any other ways out, or
Yeah. There was a way, like a couple of doors up towards the north. If you like, it was probably like north west of us.
Havard, as your team was walking away and you were the last one there in that area before you also walked away, you think you might have heard the sound of a flame, as strange as that sounds.
Hey guys, I think I heard something. Very
Well-
curious.
As the fiery lion walks back up towards you.
Yeah, like, are you sure it wasn't Fork?
Well, I don't know what it was.
So I'm gonna go in there and channel and take a perception, try to see what he's talking about.
Okay, sure. And as you are you stopping there and then trying to listen carefully and look around?
I'll ask, where did you hear it? And I'll go wherever he thought he heard it.
Seems to be mostly to the west, closer to that wooden bridge.
I'll go there.
I'll go check it out too.
All right, blind
do
check,
that.
do you?
Again, Blixel's going to try to do the.
Hey, that first one was my fiery spirit, just so you know, Adam.
He's going to do the divine sense again.
Just so you know, Dean, your fiery spirit blew your roll out of the water. You don't hear anything.
Man, I have a +8 perception. Jeez.
Yes, your spirit rolled an 18 and you rolled like a 3.
Okay.
So you open your senses once again, Blixel, scanning along just from right there. Okay, I'm going to say, just because a lot of times it doesn't seem like you get much use of this ability, through one of those rotted wood boards down in the water to your west, you spot an undead creature highlighted by your ability.
Oh, there's undead down there
They're everywhere.
under the porch wood.
Okay, then I'll step back.
Yeah, be careful, guys. Let's just keep an eye behind us in case it decides to crawl out.
You said it was in the water?
Yeah,
Underneath there's a wooden dock, it looks like, or something. It's decrepit, but there's an undead creature
telling
underneath.
you,
Could
you
be
put
more
one foot on there, you fall down, and suddenly, old lady Elsinore, who died 3,000 years ago, trying to kiss you.
or more of those Neolithic zombies as well.
That's the best case scenario. All right. Well,
What do we think, guys?
I
the
say you
main
go to the
doors.
foreboding door. Yeah.
This kind of gives me boss room vibes, personally.
And where'd you get that idea from?
Well, it's not my first dungeon I've delved into, madam. You made a good point earlier. It's a centralized location. Those two statues on either side are clearly giving us the stop, don't approach sign. This bridge is full of corpses. I'd wager somewhere between 15 to 30, depending on age and size. They didn't all die the same way.
So just to clarify, the statue at the very beginning did indeed have its hand out as like a stop. These two have them almost as though they're collected, like the two hands, one rests in the other.
Okay, so this one's different here than this one.
Those two statues look similar, but neither. Whoa, Tabard just jumped off into the water. Okay, give me a bluff.
He's looking for more zombies.
They look
So,
different than the one at the front.
yes, that's what I meant to say. Right, the one at the front literally had its hand stretched out in a stop gesture, and it was really apparent based on how you saw the statue.
Gotcha.
These
Okay.
two do not. Their hands are just folded in one another.
Okay.
Tavern was thinking the rope was still there swinging, and he thought maybe there was a tire tied to it, so I just wanted to swing.
If there wasn't, there should be. Okay, well, everybody ready to fight then? Everybody got all your spells you need to do and all that stuff before I
Yeah, I
run
got
across
all
the
my
bridge?
spells. Which way are we going?
We're going across the bones, Tavard.
All right.
Serena, you want to come up here too? Are you coming?
Doesn't really seem like she wants to, but yeah, she.
We're gonna try to.
Sneak up.
Yeah, I'll try to go stealthily until Serena decides that she's just gonna crunch on him.
Yeah, does it seem like they're designed almost to make you have you make noise going across them?
Insight check, Blixel. You think that's one possible reason, but you can't say that that was particularly the intention.
Okay. Well, he's going to still try not to step
Yeah.
on as much as possible and try to make as little noise as possible.
And me as well. And also everyone, watch your step and be quiet.
All right, I'm going to ask everybody not to move for a moment. I'm just going to throw one group check here real quick to see how successful you guys are about not making much noise as you try to do that. Ooh, not very. You clatter a lot of these bones around. They kind of ricochet off of the bridge stonework. Even when you're trying to avoid them, just based on how many there are and how wide the berth of their coverage is, it's almost impossible not to do so. You have made quite a bit of noise coming across.
Okay. I guess I'll listen. Blixel will listen at the door first.
Okay, blind check as well, Blixel. Silent. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Libby is totally here now. Excellent. All right. So, yeah, Serena can do whatever she wants.
Okay. Blixel says a small prayer to Avani under his breath and goes to open the door.
Goes to as in he hesitates or he opens the door?
Oh, no,
Okay. As you open this door, Blixel, this octagonal shaped room bears a pair of double doors on both the west and the south walls, while the north and east walls contain portcullises. Beyond each portcullis is a sarcophagus.
It's a burial chamber.
Nice. Jason is going to pick up 2 of the skulls from this pile, Adam, that look least damage, I guess you could say, just from a quick search through, and put them into his bag.
Okay, feel free to add those to your sheet. Okay, team, as several of you are now in this octagonal shaped room, I will say the 3 of you, Blixel, Serena, Tavard, you definitely notice what looks to be weathered script written into the northeast wall.
Okay. Does it appear to be a language that we know?
It is. It looks to be Old Elvish.
Ah, I know this.
Be wary of traps, obviously, in burial chambers. You said it was Elvish. Interesting.
Celine, come look at this. See, it's our language of our people. Does it say anything? Is it just like religious incantations, or?
It definitely says something. Who would like to try to discern this and gather whatever information might be here?
I don't speak it, so I can't help you, bud.
I mean, Blitzel is stupid, so he just looks over at Celine and goes, "You want to take a shot at it? I read it already, but I think you might understand it a little bit better."
I will try, but specifically, I don't want to read it out loud in case bad things happen. If it's like some kind of summoning chant or something, you know.
Yeah, and
Anything specific you're doing, Blixel, as you notice maybe Salene's lips start moving silently?
I will reuse the bloodline ability to detect good and evil, which is basically like a better version of divine sense.
Still blocked, though, by any kind of cover?
No, it goes through certain things. Let me just post it.
Please do, yes. One foot of stone. Okay, I am going to say that you can see in the east sarcophagus, as the sarcophagus lid is not a foot of stone, there is indeed an undead creature inside of this sarcophagus.
All right, so Blixel's eyes go white for a second as he's sort of seeing this stuff. And then he goes, "Hey, everybody huddle up. There's an undead thing in that one over there." And he points to the eastern sarcophagus.
This one?
No, this one.
Daleen, go ahead and give me a blind check as you're trying to discern what all of this means silently in your mind.
I can sense it. And the portcullis is closed, right?
They are both closed, yes. Okay, so I'm not going to give you verbatim what this says because it's like you're kind of having to discern this. The Elvish is very old, so you're going to have to like kind of discern what it means. You start putting it together, you're piecing it together a little bit at a time. But essentially what you're able to discern here, Celine, is it says, Thessalia Keltumal, your sacrifice goes heeded, your blessing as protection of the orb. It then goes on to explain in brief detail, but based on your check, I'm going to say you're able to determine that it explains that this elvish woman was converted to a guardian of this place. And as you're reading through this, you recognize this ritual of the Guardian has created what is known as a greater banshee. Greater banshees have an incredibly powerful wail that can knock people from fully healthy to almost completely dead in an instant. They are very quick. They can act, in fact, so quickly that they can act when it's not even their turn, aka they have legendary actions. They are also very resistant to spells when they choose to be. They are quite dangerous opponents.
We think that's what's in that sarcophagus?
It sounds like it.
Just as a reminder, Saline read that silently, so she hasn't necessarily shared that with you yet.
Oh,
I will leave the room before I start whispering that to other people. I'll explain the gist. I won't use the direct wording that the wall did.
You mentioned that it's something that's going to try to scream at us.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any way to make it silent in there?
Hearing what she says about it, Adam, can I make a check to see if maybe there's a way to counter it, or if it has any weaknesses or vulnerabilities that we could exploit before we start this fight?
Sure, yeah, blind check, Jason.
I think that falls into my realm of my double check also.
I would agree, yep, creature abilities.
Alright, cool. Here we go. Blind check.
No known vulnerabilities that you know of, but I would say this is, again, super rare, high DC, but I would say you do know that if this truly is a greater banshee, greater banshees are immune to cold, necrotic, and poison damage, and they are resistant to acid, fire, lightning, thunder, and then attacks from non-magical weapons.
Damn.
All this in mind, that sounds a little difficult for us to deal with.
Did you describe the fact that it mentioned the orb?
It did say it was protecting the orb, but hang on. We know it's here. What if we left and came up with a plan to take it out?
Mr. Sipperwind, what do you think? This seems to be the end of our expedition. If the orb is actually in here, what are your thoughts?
Based on what you have explained, I've heard of banshees before, but I've not heard of greater banshees. But maybe we could stuff something in our ears. I hear the wail is terrible. That would make it more difficult for it to affect us, right?
Oh, very smart.
Yeah, that sounds logical. We would need to come up with some hand signals to relay information to one another. Also, Blixel, and where's Serena? We figured out what those items were. This blade here, and I'll pull out that mocking blade, and I'll hand it.
That one's cool. It's got a face on it.
I'll hand it to him, and I'll say, "This is specifically made for bards, which I believe you are."
Yeah. If you want to classify me as something, sure. I'm a bard.
Wow.
I'll fit in your little box, Jason.
Hang on. It's not me. It's the magic of the sword. According to Saline there, that whenever a bard uses it, it has a special ability with the vicious mockery cantrip. And the insult that you use will be written along the blade until you use it again. However, she said there was a potential bad thing that could happen, but it's super rare for that to happen.
It's like when you get a tough crowd.
Sure, I'm not a bard either, but yeah, it's...
Believe me, the psychic damage is real. Alright, yeah, I'll take that thing. That thing's sweet.
Well, I think earlier you mentioned your blades were not magical, so perhaps we could take some time to figure out how to stuff our ears with cotton or something. You can attune to that blade, and we can come up with a plan to take this creature down and recover the orb.
Okay. Yeah. Blixel will take it and start like twirling and flipping it around, and then catch it and go, okay, thank you. I mean, we could just call it a day right here, you know? We don't have to fight this banshee lady. Sorry, John.
Well, if she's protecting the orb, my guess is she would be close to it.
Okay. I was just joking. I wanted to, you know, I got a nice sword out of it, but okay, I'm going to go study this for a second.
What's the ceiling height in that cathedral or the burial chamber?
About 10 feet, Dean.
Well, let me just remind everyone, according to Blixel's divine abilities, we are sandwiched between two undead creatures right now. Should we retreat, plan, and come back, or should we spring the trap?
I don't want to come back here. I'd rather just get it done now and get out.
Well,
I want to open the one that doesn't have a banshee in it.
Yeah, we got to figure out how the
trigger the
portcullis works.
banshee. There's probably a lever of some sort. I've seen them in various forms, from a stone tile you could press in and things like that, but does anyone have anything that we could use to stuff our ears? I don't have anything really outside of this piece of parchment, but it seems...
Well, behind us is a supply room and some barracks.
Blixel pulls out two like crusty pieces of cloth. And he goes, I still have the things I stuck up my nose for the sewers. I could just put them in my ears.
I guess he's good. Can I just cut off a piece of my tunic?
Yeah, I mean, I have 4 cotton balls in my inventory. So I would give 2 to one other person and then use 2, I guess.
So I would say, based on what you have upon you, plus access to the storage room, as Dean mentioned, you can certainly fashion some kind of earplugs. I will say again, this is not silence, but it will give you advantage on any kind of sound-based checks, but it will also give you disadvantage on any perception checks related to hearing.
Fair enough. And then, would we be able to take a little short rest for me to... The sword, I'm assuming, needs attunement.
I believe it does, yes. It does indeed require attunement.
I wouldn't get much out of a rest myself, but I'd be happy to stand guard over you, sir. And anyone else, while you needed to catch your breaths?
Does anyone object to a short one?
I do not, but I'm out. We'll just lose the fiery spirit. That's fine.
Blixel was like, I'm going to have to go into the writer's room for this one. And he starts talking to the sword shop, or the... Is it a dagger? It's a dagger, right?
Short sword.
No, oh, it is a short sword. Okay. So talking to the short sword quietly. But trying to short rest and attune.
Okay, so is everybody where they're currently at willing to spend 1 hour as you guys kind of just wait here and kind of observe your surroundings and so forth?
I feel like
I'm gonna go on this ridge over here. I'm not gonna hang out on Creepy Bone Bridge for an hour.
This is where you get the best rest. Look at all these bones resting.
Okay, during this hour, I would like... I'm gonna make this a group check, so nobody move your tokens momentarily.
Can we use a short rest during this period of time?
Not quite yet. Dean and Serena and Tavard, the three of you, as about the 35-minute mark of this short rest, you hear the sound of perhaps a boot on metal, as though someone is stomping on some kind of metal. Seems to be echoing from your east.
Well, since I'm not taking a short rest, I will walk over to the edge and see what I can see.
Was that giant thing you guys fought made out of metal?
No, but there was a cage in that room that had metal grating.
What do I see, Adam? From where we've been, I guess.
You see water.
How about from this angle?
More water.
I don't see.
Am I getting warmer?
I don't see the landing where the chest was.
If you're specifically looking that way, yes. You don't notice anything off in that area, though.
Now that they pointed it out, do we hear it? Do the rest of us hear it?
I haven't heard anybody say anything yet, but I mean, if they were to, and you listen carefully, yes.
Yeah, I'll tell folks that we're hearing noise.
I'll extinguish my light so we're not giving off a beacon up here, from me at least, and hunker down in the corner while everyone goes and looks.
You do notice Mr. Serpentwind has 3 dancing lights centered kind of around him, and he needs them to see, so he's not dismissing those.
Better he a beacon than I.
I'm like 30 feet in the air, Adam.
All right, as the lion traipses through the air, little rings of fire floating behind it, and scans in that direction. That is where we're going to go ahead and take our 15-minute break, folks. See everybody back in 15.
See y'all in a few.
Alrighty, we are back on the second half of our session. Let's get you back over to the ruins, guys. Alright, so as a reminder, 35 minutes into your short rest, when you hear the sound of a boot stomping on metal, and Dean has sent a fork over flying in the air, and yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess he's not provoking anything. It's still persisting.
As you sit here and listen, it seems to fade away. So you probably heard maybe 6 to 8 stomps, and then it seems quiet.
Alright, fork, head back.
Is it possible to continue resting?
It is, yeah.
Okay, that's what Boysel's going to try to do then.
Is there anything anybody else would like to do?
I want to go up the stairs. I want to go back up there and see if it's her.
I'm gonna drink a healing potion.
Okay.
Hey, Adam, if I go up there, would that break the short rest for me?
When you say up there, I assume you mean climbing a rope down to the lower ledge, trying to get there, jump a few yes.
Alright, I'm going to do that, though. I'm curious.
Alright, so do you have a rope?
Well, there's the rope that's here, but that we had earlier. Let me take a look if I've got one.
I was going to say, I think that was Jason's, and I think I saw him in chat say he rolled it back up.
Okay.
I did roll it back up. I do have it on me, but if you want to take it, you can.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm going to go check to see if that's her. I'm curious. Let's see if she's got anything else she can tell us about this place.
And if it's not, and it's something else that attacks you, what's your plan?
Right and left. I've got 2 answers for it.
I hand him the rope bundle and say, well, have at it.
Make sure you yell if you get into trouble.
I'll make sure whatever I hit yells.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to my sword.
Oh yeah, Serena, we learned about your cloak also. It has a keeping charm on it. And essentially will always maintain its stature and elegance as long as you properly just wash away any dirt or grime or anything, but it will not burn and rip and tear as easily as other cloaks and will last quite a long time.
All right, if you have a rope tabard and you're trying to, is someone holding it for you while you're trying to climb down?
I start handing a piece of rope. Hello, anybody? Anybody anybody a rope bearer?
Serena, why don't you help him out with that? I'm gonna keep an eye out on the bridge.
She doesn't seem very receptive to that idea.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well, yep.
Alright, I was like, are you guys not hearing me? I said, are we endorsing this behavior? And I will come and help anyway.
The stubbornness of dwarves.
All
The
right.
non-curiosity of my whole entire party.
As Serena holds onto one end of the rope and Tabard, you attempt to start climbing down and then grabbing onto the rock wall and moving yourself over to the side. This is a little bit more challenging, so I'm going to ask you to make 2 athletics checks, one and then one to see how you get to the end. So go ahead and throw me an athletics check at advantage. All right, so you manage to grab onto the rope. You kind of descend to about here, so your feet are dangling. I imagine you're kind of kicking off of this south wall, and as you lower, you keep trying to kick and push yourself to the east. One more athletics check at advantage. Ooh, Tabard. Unfortunately, as you kick off here, it's like your hands maybe cramp up momentarily, and you do indeed plummet down below, landing into the water. Psh.
Uh-oh.
My fork will
Uh-oh.
will dump down and go with like a foot above the water, flying and
I start laughing. Blah, blah, blah.
This water has a rank odor to it, Tabard. Now that you're in it, it has like almost like a slimy feel to it.
Adam, I've been in slimy water this whole freaking campaign.
That's true. You were the one that swam in the sewer. So yeah, this is about that.
He's acclimating at this point.
Guys, I lost him.
The water's not very deep, so Tabard's head does indeed bounce up, and he tries to quickly gather himself, swims to the edge, and pulls himself up.
So Adam, it says it obeys my commands. I guess that's in combat. There's no way I could tell him just to like defend Tavard.
That'll probably work. I say that because there's so many variables, right?
Yeah, there really are with these summonings and stuff.
All right, Adam. Anything? Can I just go up stealthily, or do anything
You
else?
can, if that's what you wish to do. Go ahead and throw me a blind check, and then feel free to move.
Yeah, so now it's out of my view, so I can't control him anymore, but I want to be next to Tavard as he goes.
All right, he goes off into the darkness. Okay, Tabard, as you're making your way up this elevation, this incline, you notice several figures standing in this room. One of them you recognize as the Fext. The other 4 you do not recognize, but you notice her head above the 2 in front of her as she sees you, and she stretches forth her hand, and she says, "Approach."
She says his approach.
She does.
Do any of these, that's a cool picture, but do any of them seem to be holding, like, weapons at her or anything?
They have no weapons upon them. I'll give you a brief description. With enormous eyes, a wide mouth, and almost no chin, this creature looks hideous, fish-like, and it seems like it is hunched and scaled.
But she looks the same as she did, right?
Correct. And once again, as you stutter there for a moment, she says, "Approach."
Is that her same voice as she had last time?
It is. And you see she's motioning for you to get closer. This fish-like hand appendage just kind of going out there and then clasping and bringing it closer to her.
Are you safe, milady? Those friends of yours?
You notice the blank, dead stare from her eyes takes you in. These are servants of the master.
Can I ask who your master is? I'm kind of curious.
You see she looks at you almost like peculiarly for a moment, and she says, I serve Oryx. Huh?
I don't know who that Oryx guy is, but I'm sure he's pretty cool, right?
Based on that check, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't roll a check. Did you want?
Oh,
can I know?
if you want to, that must have been your old check. It was a real bad one. But yeah, if you want to re-roll, you could. I mean, based on your check there, I'm going to say no, you have not heard of this Oryx.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a living creature or whatever. All right, I'm gonna
As
come
your
up.
boots now step onto the steel of the bars, you hear that same echoey rattle of metal as it roils out from this location. And you see, as you're getting this close, she says, I have good news. The master has agreed to grant you his blessing with
Well,
Whoa!
rip Tavern. See
Did
you later,
I
buddy.
inside check that one?
Please, yeah, go ahead and give me a blind check.
It's like when you get approached in the mall by those dudes that do the massage chairs, and they don't tell you till after that it's $75.
I'm gonna say, Tavern, there's nothing off about her demeanor, her voice. You interpret it exactly as it was uttered. But these other individuals standing here, as you're getting closer, you realize they're like ready to pounce. They're in a position like they are prepped, right? So as she says this, what do you do?
So I'm and pounce like in my direction, correct?
It seems that way, yes.
I'm just, in respect towards your lord dude and everything. Creep.
So basically, you're trying to quickly move, right?
Yeah, hell
All
yeah.
right. So that's why I went ahead and locked the token. So I'm going to go ahead and throw you into initiative order.
Roll high.
Goodness gracious.
Was this the girl that said they'd give you something though? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
the
planning on
gift
giving
of
me their
death,
blessing.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that I warned you guys not to. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to post that. I was reading it that
No worries, no
potentially
worries.
save somebody, but my bad.
All right, so I am going to. This is so complex. Because I feel like in a way, because you have no idea what's going over there, Dean, I don't know that you can like tell it to do things because you can't see through its eyes or anything, right?
No, I just told him to defend Tavard. So, and the only thing he could do, So the text says in a bonus action, if I don't say anything, it takes a dodge. But his very weak ability is just like a ranged fire attack, and that might be admissible.
So again, I'm going to be, because I try to make sure to only do exactly what things say. So what I'm going to say, based on this reading, the only action it takes on its turn is dodge action unless you take a bonus action, which means you're not even aware what's going on, right? So I would say the fact that you're not aware, you really can't take an action. So I'm going to say it is dodging. Now, obviously, that might change, right? But that's what I'm going to go with for now. So
That's fine.
okay, so based on this initiative order, let me go ahead and change the music up a bit. Burnt spirit.
Meanwhile,
That
over on
sounds
the
appropriate.
bridge, we're just chilling.
You are indeed, as you let one of your companions leave by himself, splitting the party as in a 1970s D&D game. Okay, see, the first one to
Hey, I'll be
act-
honest with you. I'm okay with that because sometimes I just feel like sometimes you gotta roll the dice, you know?
Absolutely,
No,
yeah.
I love that you did that, Bill. That you stepped up. I would have gone and just said, "Okay, let's go."
Look, usually it's me that does the kamikaze thing, so it was cool
Yeah.
to stand back and watch someone else do it this time.
Okay, as this weird fish-like creature approaches, you hear it speak, or more like it gutturally utters some words that I am almost positive you do not understand. AKA, I'm checking your languages really quick.
I know dwarf and common.
It is not either of those. Right. So, as it gets to here, it is going to reach out and try to grab upon you. Now, what I will say is this doesn't look like a I'm trying to grab you and rip you apart grab. It's almost like a tender embrace. I'm pulling you closer to me, dear friend. Your
Aw.
choice. Acrobatics or athletics if you wish to try to avoid that.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, so you say this undead creature looks friendly? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Adam?
I'll
I'm-
give you a big ol' hug.
I'm going to say you can't say for sure this guy's undead. He doesn't have anything about him that screams immediately to you undead. I would say it more screams to you fish person.
I'm going to inspiration that one because why not? right?
Burning the second inspiration. I love it. Okay, yeah, go ahead and burn another inspiration. Oof. 7 plus 5 is 12. You are grasped, Tavern.
I'll use my third Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
All right, Tavern, it is your turn.
Thanks, but I'm not too sure that we all have the same idea of what we're looking for here. So I'm going to go ahead and
This
As
job
you
doesn't
say
seem right
this,
for me.
Tavern, you hear the Fext utter, "Everyone fears the blessing until they get it." Your turn, Tavern.
oof. You know what? I'm just in that mood, right? Sorry, guys. I'm just in that mood. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna risk it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna risk it for biscuit kind of mood right now. All right. So what's this all about?
Yes, good job. I'm all
Oh.
for it, dude. All for it.
Oh my God.
They're gonna take you into the shadow world.
Dude,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. You're
Yeah,
about
but
to get.
sometimes I just think sometimes
Bill,
we don't
go.
risk things, right? You know.
I
So
am
I'm
all
like,
behind
hey,
you. You never
yeah.
do this. This is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. All right. So, what you got? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm already grappled though, right? So,
You are grappled, yes.
Adam, just because I want to play stupid, I don't know why. I'm gonna be one of those. I'm gonna be one of those memes soon in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it happen.
Okay, so based on the number of
dear.
actions that are after you, just want to clarify, you're basically good as they start pulling you towards the Shadow World Arch.
Yeah, as long as they don't. Oh, so they're gonna drag me into that arch?
I'm trying to give you a little bit of an insight here because it's all within 6 seconds. But what I
Yeah.
will say is, like, this one's grasping upon you. It's not hurting you. I will say you can see there are like very sharp claws at the end of its hand, so it is grasping you. It's not puncturing your body, right? But it wants it. I don't want to say it wants. It has grasp upon you, and you are currently mechanically grappled. And it seems as though it's trying to pull you backwards.
I'm gonna let it, Adam. I don't know
Okay.
why, and I understand, but what the hell, right?
Okay, so based on that, and based on the fact that all of these turns are going to happen right after yours, what I'm going to say is that if you're not resisting, they pretty quickly are going to be able to escort you to the arch. As they do so, they pull you closer to the arch. You notice the Fex looking at you with very dead eyes, no kind of sign of emotion or sentiment of any way. And as they walk with you into the arch, you feel this strange twisting all around you. The landscape, everything goes black and white. Even though you have dark vision, you've looked at black and white before, this is some other kind of black and white. You can feel a strange sound that seems to echo in this realm. As you step through this arch, everything suddenly, as though it's devoid of energy, it's devoid of color. Everything here is very stale. It is just very difficult to discern anything of difference. And you can feel a strange sound that seems to echo in the back of your skull. I'm going to go ahead and end
Adam.
combat there.
Adam, I'm just gonna say one thing. I'm not gonna pull up Blixel with this lady.
Hey, never say never. You don't
No,
know.
I'm saying never, dude.
All right. Guys, let's take us back over to, and Tavern, apologies, you won't be able to see anything momentarily.
Understood.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen. I like Tavern, but I mean, I'm just sometimes you just gotta roll those that interesting stuff,
I'm
right?
all for it. That's fine. Yeah.
Back
that's
over
who
to
cares?
the group. Group, it is quiet. Tavern has left. It's been perhaps a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes since he left, fell into the water, climbed up, pulled himself up, and walked to the north, with Fork following diligently behind.
Do I get a sense, since it says it's attached to my soul? Do I get a sense that Fork flittered away when he went to the underworld, or wherever the arch is?
No, I'm going to say, Fork, again, I don't think you have any communication with this creature, right?
No. It just says it's like attached to my soul. I've never really heard that before. So if I have any indication that he's gone away, then that might be a something I would communicate with.
There is no change on your end, Dean, as far as you're aware.
I don't know where he is, but as far as I could tell, I think Fork is still with him, or alive at least, or existing, I should say.
Even so, I'm
Guys,
getting
he's
worried.
not back yet.
Well, we have to finish this rest so Blixel can have his new toy.
I will recast Light on myself.
I can rest if you guys want to. I mean, I don't need anyone babysitting me while I'm kissing my sword. I mean, talking to my sword.
No, we're not.
I
We're
can
not
babysit
leaving
him.
you.
I'll stay. I'll stay with Blixel. Me climbing up and down is not my strong suit.
I
That's
think.
kind of a problem, isn't it?
He's probably just talking to that lady you
Yeah,
met.
just give it a few more minutes. It's been like 5, maybe. So I don't know, another 5 more minutes.
Well, I want to point out that Effect is a servant of something else. So it went into that portal, and well, there's not much we can say about what it would bring with it out, but if it was just giving him a gift, my guess is he would be back.
Yeah, I mean, Defex gave us, the potions to do the thing, and there's no reason to think that there won't be another gift at the end of this day.
So you don't think that an undead warlock that serves a patron that has thousands of undead warlocks serving it would renege on a deal?
Well, they can only go on the facts that I've seen,
Which
and
would be
we have to that she's already proven that she helped us, and Tavard's a big boy; he can make his own decisions, and we go on that. And not every time you tell us to do something is it always the right thing. So let's just see where this goes.
I'm not saying that what I was trying to say was right. I'm just saying that making a deal with any kind of undead servant is going to have repercussions of some kind.
Well, we don't know there's a deal. She says she has a gift. Doesn't mean there's a deal.
If I remember correctly, what she said was, you take these potions and take down that sentinel for me, and I'll give you something in return.
Yeah, that's a fair summary. Or a gift, I think, is what maybe was actually used.
And what do you
Celine, do
think?
you have your notes? Just kidding.
What do you think a gift from an undead warlock patron would be? Servitude would be my guess.
I don't play guessing games. I only see and observe and stick to the plan and the goals. We trust Tavard. If he's not back in 5 minutes, we can discuss further action.
Hey, look, this is my first adventure with you all. I trust your knowledge of one another's skills. I'm only pointing out my knowledge of that creature.
It doesn't help our situation right now. If Tavard's gone, we need to get him, then we use that information.
So are we going to wait, or are we going to have people go and investigate?
We're going to wait until Blixel gets his mastery of his new sword.
I mean, that might take another like 25 minutes or so. Just heads up. Maybe 20. I don't know how much time has passed. Just go. I'll be fine here. If you guys are worried about it, go check it out. It's like a 30-second walk.
There's an undead creature in the storage room underneath that dock. We're not doing this again.
All right, well, I'm going to keep talking to my sword then.
You know, we can't sacrifice you or two people up here for the search of one person that's made a conscious, deliberate decision to do something. We should trust Tavard and stick together.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't hear him screaming at all, so it was
No.
probably fine.
We have no idea what's going on back there.
There is the possibility that he's up there sneaking around or something, and if we try to follow him, we might, I don't know, alert their presence, but I am worried.
What's his name? Snakebite or something? What's his name? Who's the wizard friend? Snakebite?
Serpentwind.
Serpentwind.
I can
Mr.
watch
Serp-
Blixel.
Yeah, we're not leaving two people on the bridge while the rest of us go, and then you guys have to deal with undead that you've already discovered in the storage. I don't think that's smart. Mr. Serpentwind, question for you. Is there any way to magically take an eye somewhere and see what's going on?
Oh,
Our friend's
yes,
been
yes,
gone.
of course. I've heard of that spell, yes.
So our friend's been gone for about 7 minutes now, and we're a little nervous that he may have maybe in some trouble.
Yeah,
does it
yes,
take
that
a lot?
magic does indeed exist, yes.
Can you do it?
Oh, me? No. I don't know that spell. Apologies.
Okay. Well, we're in this predicament, and it'll be much easier to have Tavard with us to help get the orb. Do you think there's any way you can use your magic to see if he's doing okay or if he needs our help?
Oh, greatest apologies, but I am an illusionist and a diviner. I don't have those kind of magics, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
I think our choices are we either all go after him together, or we wait here and hope he's okay.
Agreed.
We should just allow Blixel to finish. You all said you trust Tavard, so
He made
let
his
him
bed.
do his thing.
Yeah, don't put this shit on me. Just because I want to attune to the sword. Make your own decisions. I'm fine if you want. I'll move over here.
No, just stay focused. Don't
Oh,
break.
short rest broke. Short rest broke. No, I'm kidding.
Sounds
All
like
right.
we're waiting.
So, all right, fair enough. So 5 minutes passes. 10 minutes passes. 15 minutes passes. Totally not waiting on someone typing. 20 minutes passes. 25 minutes has passed. Nothing has occurred in this area. And I would say, based on the fact that it is bound to your soul, Dean, you know an hour has passed, so the flaming lion can't be around still.
Yeah.
And I will also say, Blixel, you are now attuned to the Mocking Blade. You should have a handout there. It tells you everything that it does.
Okay, sweet.
Let me know if you have any questions about that.
Great, now we can go.
All right. And then, do I also get the benefits of a short rest, or is it just a tuning?
Yeah, you get the benefits of short rest. Make sure you type in, if you're spending a short rest, it applies to all of you. Type in which short rest option you are using, and then remember to deduct one short rest from your display.
Okay. All right. We gotta dig Tavern out of whatever little hidey hole he's put himself in, I think.
Yeah, we need to get our friend.
Who's going first on the rope? I volunteer, I guess. And Blixel will try to swing down on the rope over to the other side.
Okay, blind check Blixel. Again, I'm going to, or not blind check, I'm sorry, athletics check public, and I'm going to ask for 2 of these because you're descending this time and trying to get over to the other side safely. You do have advantage on these checks, so you pass the first one. And you pass the second one. You manage to make it to the other ledge.
All right. Keep it nice and quiet.
All right, I'll go next.
All right, same thing then, Dean. 2 athletics checks. Yes, you're able to get to the other side without issue.
Serena, hold the rope for me. I'm gonna fall 100%. I really hate
No
this.
problem.
Here we go. My sheet is broken. Stand by. Here we go, boys. Best athletics checks ever. Can't swing this in acrobatics.
I believe.
Can I?
You cannot, no.
Okay.
First one
so
is
far?
a success, yes.
I'm
You got
not
that.
good.
You have that inspiration, but you just fell in the water.
That armor, it's kind of heavy. It's weighing you down. He's trying to kick off the wall.
I scramble out immediately as fast as I can.
Wearing heavy armor, go ahead and give me 1 blind check here, please, Sailing.
It's medium armor, but sure.
It's super heavy right now in the water, though. Yeah, you get to the edge, no problem.
Hell yeah.
Right.
I'll help her.
Knew
up.
that would happen.
I'll
That was
go
rough.
next, I suppose. I'm not quite good at these either.
Can I prestidigitate some of the slime off of Celine? Oh God, bro!
I will use my inspiration.
All right,
I
I
don't
will
want to fall from the top.
feel free to re-roll that. Burn your inspiration. Click your inspiration button. I will say, Blixel, you don't actually see slime. You smell it more than anything else. Yes, you are able, after spending... Did you burn your... Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. We don't have it built in for you. But yes, you get to the other side. No problem, Jason.
But I did click the little button up in the corner, so it's burnt.
All right. All right. As you guys are maneuvering here on the pillar, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to privately chat with our disembodied character for just a moment.
Good luck, Bill.
All right, Bill. So what Tavern is able to see here, and just check and make sure you're able to hear me. We're all good?
Yep, we're all good.
We're
well,
all
I
good.
mean, we're all good in hearing you, sure.
All right, I just didn't want to start talking. And you're like, wait, I stepped away. Okay, so you see that image that I posted to you there in Discord. What
that's
you
pretty cool.
notice, yes, it is very much a watery kind of thing. There's not much in the way of color, ruined structures all about you. A lot of them end in jagged points. Very weird kind of architecture all about. You almost feel like you hear people or beings or things around you, but you often don't see them. In the distance, you feel like you can see occasionally huddled figures that are relatively humanoid shaped, kind of shambling. It's hard to say. These 4 individuals and the Fext, they guide you over to more of the center area, stepping out of the water. You notice little driplets of water running down your body and, of course, cascading into the ground and kind of running back into the collected water. And you notice that they bring you towards around a corner. If you notice where that very large, like tower-like image is in our image that was shared, you notice as they kind of bring you around the edge, there is a giant pillar of blinding white and purple flames. And it is so bright and so blinding, but you feel no heat coming from it at all. Do you do anything in particular?
What's the ground look like and everything? I mean, does it look like am I walking in water and everything?
The
or is it just-
water you have passed by at this point, you are walking on what I would say is ruined architecture. Think of very old stone buildings and things, so defaced and so weathered as though impossible to place a time upon them.
I would say just because, I want to do something. I just want to take an investigation or perception check or something, kind of look around to see if there's anything else of.
Does that include, as you're investigating, does that include the giant pillar of blinding white and purple?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead and throw me a blind check, please. You stare intently at the giant pillar, and you realize it is so intense that you can't even lock your eyes on it for more than a few seconds. Your eyes immediately start to become sore and watery.
Am I able to speak?
You can.
So I'm going to ask. I can't remember the fact, but I'm going to say, what's this pillar?
You see, she looks towards you and says, "R."
Oh, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to introduce myself. Hi, Oryx. It's nice to meet you, sir or ma'am. Or
As you
God
speak,
or
looking
whatever.
towards this giant pillar, not knowing what to make of this, it is so strange. You can feel your skin seemingly becoming very watery. That same kind of translucent effect you saw before when the Neolithic aboleth zombie struck you. It seems similar, but perhaps not as dangerous effect seems to be kind of spreading upon you. You notice everybody around you has this kind of fish-like appearance, and you can feel your body beginning to change, Tavern. Any immediate action?
Gosh darn it. I'm going to go ahead and. So this is magic, right? Am I able to use my dwarven resistance?
So you are currently grasped. I would say that would certainly fend this off for a period of time, but unless you are able to break free and get out of the way of this giant pillar, you think this is just going to take you in the next moment.
Gosh darn it. What is it? So I'm just going to say, what is it you're doing to me?
You hear no immediate response, but you can see this effect continuing to manifest upon your body.
All right, I'm going to try to break away.
All right, throw me a public athletics check. Ooh, that's a close one. Let me double check.
Yeah.
You are not able to break free with that roll. Would you like to spend a hero point?
Yeah, I'll hero point that.
Burn a hero point, please. You manage to break free from the grasp. You realize in this strange realm, your only hope is to get back to that shadowy portal. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And if I need to,
I'm going to make this a skill challenge for you, Tabard. So
Yeah.
you're going to make 3 skills. You tell me how you're using the skills. I'm pretty open to this. You basically pick a skill that you have, and you say, this is how I'm using it. You're running over broken, ruined terrain. You're trying to get out of the grasp of these fish people. You're trying to avoid this intense glare, this stare, this effect from this pillar of light and this pillar of purpleness. Pick any 3 skills that you think make sense. Roll those checks. You can make those all public. And I will say you have to make at least 2 of these DC 15s in order to escape.
All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is perception to try to find the best route that I can take.
That works. Okay, perception check public. That is 1 success. Yes, you managed to break free just a bit, and you see the opportune angle for you to take, jumping, leaping over, bouncing off particular parts of the architecture to get yourself back closer to that portal. Next skill check.
All right, Adam, am I able to also, does my key, because I can use that for the purpose of,
I will say if you're
extra
willing to burn a key point, I will let you make any skill check that makes sense at advantage.
All right, so the next one is I'm going to go ahead and in regards to acrobatics, because you said I'm dodging over things, running over things,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So I'll do it in that way there.
Totally makes sense. Go ahead and burn a key if that's what you wish to do, and then make your acrobat. Ooh, that is a failure.
Can I hero point that?
You can. You got to roll at least a 3 on your hero point. And I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you did burn a key point there, right? Go ahead and click a key just so we know. And that, okay, so you've got 1 successful skill and 1 failed skill. So let me know, what is your 3rd skill you're trying to do here? Again, DC 15 critical.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my stealth to try to go in a way that they can't see me as much. Using whatever my surrounding is to to be able to go ahead and hide from the enemy as I'm running.
Fair enough. Are you using another key point on this to make it an advantage? I will tell you, this is a critical check. Basically, if you fail this one, you're not getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, right?
Please
But you know
burn
what, Adam?
another key.
Regardless of the result, I just glad that we just don't take a lot of risk in this campaign.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, so I just burned a key, but I just burned it manually, so I only have 1 key left.
Okay,
but,
fair enough.
I used it, right?
All right, so right on the dot. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull you back over to the other channel. Don't say anything quite yet. And as soon as they get to the arch, I'm going to have you emerge.
Oh, that's hysterical. Thanks.
All right, just a moment.
I had Adam, I will tell you, I had fun with that.
I'm glad to hear that. Just a moment. All right. Terribly sorry about that, guys.
Had made a deal or something.
I certainly don't want to interrupt anything, but I just want to say I am back. Feel free to continue speaking about what you wish, but you are able to do whatever you like now.
Oh,
And
no.
that's why Poe is the best Teletubby.
Noah was just asking what was the effects when we did the check. I was just telling him we didn't know too much, just that they were a warlock at one point.
I need to go across the bridge.
Okay, Serena, you're climbing down the rope, and it looks like Mr. Serpentwind is willing to hold the rope here, but you don't get a whole lot of confidence that he's all that strong. But go ahead and give me a couple of athletics check at advantage, as he does the best he can trying to hold you up. Yes, you managed to get down to the other side, but it is like at the last moment, the rope actually gets pulled out of his hands as he just cannot hold it any longer. The rope hits the water and seems to start pushing away.
We should turn around and grab it, right?
Sorry. Oh my god, that hurt my arms.
I'd like bit.
Whoop, kind of broke up there, Serena. Are you trying to scoop it out of the water real quick?
That's correct.
Give me a dexterity check, not a saving throw. Just click on dexterity on your sheet. That can be public. You need to hit a 13 here to snag it out of the water before it goes away. No good. The water, while moving slow, it is indeed taking the rope for its loop to the west.
Like the rope floated away?
Yes, it is moving at not a super fast pace, but the coils of it, you can basically see that one end of the rope are just kind of being tangled and taken off to the west.
Can I use Mage Hand
I
to
wish.
grab it?
I will give that a check. So make let's say this is a sleight of hand using your intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Let's do intelligence. You want a blind check?
You can throw this public and we'll just do the math real quick.
Yeah. Oh no.
Remember, we're looking for a DC 13 here.
Yeah. Sorry, his character sheet's loading. Sleight of hand, you said.
Yep, and then just figure out what the difference between your... good enough
We're
either
fine.
way. You are good. Yes, your mage hand lashes out, grasps onto it pretty quickly, and yes, you manage to procure the rope
it
from
back
the
in.
water.
Mr. Serpent Wind, if you tied around that pillar, you should be able to come on down.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay up here. Why don't you guys just go check, and I'll wait and keep my eyes open.
Do you want me to remind you that there's multiple undead creatures up there?
Yes, but they've been quiet so far. I've already fallen in the water one time. I don't want to repeat it.
Can I insight check him, Adam? From down here, I know it's a little bit of a ask, but is he trying to be sneaky and
Give
pick
me a
up that
blind
vibe?
check. He looks
Can I stay with
absolutely...
him?
I'm sorry, Serena, go ahead and repeat that.
I just said, can I stay with him?
Stay with who?
I was joking about splitting up the party. That's
Oh,
very funny.
my bad. Okay, now I get it, and I appreciate the humor. I will say what you notice here, Jason, is that Mr. Serpentwind is terrified. He doesn't seem as though he has ulterior motives. He just does not want to climb that damn rope again.
Well, if you don't mind, do you mind securing it back up there for us to climb it on the way back up?
Does that mean you're trying to lasso it back up to him?
I can probably just drift it up there, right? How far is the range on Mage Hand? 30
Ooh,
feet?
that's what I was just going to ask you. Yeah, if it's 30 feet, that'll work.
Let's find out. So I
That
popped
sounds
it out
right.
in a different window, and now I can't get it to load normally again.
All right, no worries. I'll look that up in the compendium for you real quick.
30 feet.
30 feet, yes.
There you go.
All right, so you hover the mage hand, grasping onto the rope up to him. He leans over very carefully, not want to take any risk, doesn't even want to step on that half square there, but does eventually grasp that rope and kind of pull it back a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm good at tying knots. I think I'll try to tie it to something.
We'll be back soon.
He gives you the salute, like, okay.
Alright, let's go find Tavard. Surely nothing bad has happened to him.
Okay.
You coming, Serena?
But we're trying to go quietly because we don't know if he's sneaking around or not.
All right, so you're moving slowly and trying to be stealthily for the full group.
Yeah, I'll linger more towards the back because I know I got this big old light on me. So,
All right, I'll ask everybody to pause just momentarily. I'm going to throw a quick stealth check. All right, feel free to continue. Yeah, you think you're quiet. And just to clarify, Blixel, you are currently standing on a table. If you want to be in that space, it means hopping up about 30 feet.
No.
A little bit hard
But
to
I'm
see,
gonna-
I know.
But so we'll inspect the cage because that's like what maybe the metal sound was.
Okay, sure. Inspecting it just to see what exactly.
If it looks like someone was beaten on it, or if it bears any chains from the last time we were here.
Okay, blind check. This is solid metal. If someone was rattling against it, you're not sure you would notice any kind of difference or any kind of indication whatsoever. But I will say you feel quite confident that sound you heard was clearly somebody stepping on this. There is a bit of a give, particularly towards the gate area of this cage. So yes, you're confident this is where the sound came from.
It's that same
there-
sound.
Can I see if there's any change towards the gate?
You can, because as you're looking at the gate, all of a sudden you notice the twisting of the air, and suddenly, as though protruded out from it, Tavern suddenly appears, breathing very, very heavily. He has just a moment to say something as he noticed all of these individuals at his heels. What does he say?
I think we should leave now.
And you have one round of action before something happens. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and start us into initiative here. Make sure I get all of you included.
Run, Forrest, run!
Where? Leave or
Then-
back down the tunnel?
Let me make sure I sort this properly. Okay, so as Tavern suddenly manifests, this really strong odor accompanying him, something almost like rotten fish, as he suddenly comes out of this strange gate. Serena, you are the first to react.
Tavern, are we leaving the entire place or just going back down the tunnel?
We got a
What
good
the
serpent
hell?
wind.
Down the tunnel, or there's coming.
Can
To
I
the
play my
tunnel.
card?
If you have a card that allows you to play it at any time, you could certainly play it right now.
It's actually a specific time. It says at the start of combat, which I'm assuming would be right now.
Most likely, yeah. Go ahead and throw that out.
It's a green card. It's called Slippery Ground.
Slippery ground. All right. An unoccupied 20-foot radius of ground is covered in slime, oil, ice, or the like. Treat this as the spell grease. Okay, which unoccupied space would you like to hit? 20-foot radius.
It's a big radius.
Yeah, it is a big radius, but I can't fully see as Jason, but I would say it's going to be like over towards the Sentinel area. Like, not try my best not to hit them. Hang on, let me see if I can. Something like this. Is that possible, Adam?
It's bigger than that, I think.
Yeah, that's just the radius.
Can I move myself? I'm not going to try to cheat here. Oh, God, that's a big square.
So you can only put it somewhere you can see. So that is a 20-foot radius about. So you can tell me which center you would like it to be on. But remember, it has to be unoccupied, which means if anybody's in it currently, it will not work there.
I'm just going to put it at the furthest point of my vision then, which would
Please
be...
point to me the furthest part of your vision. I'll do my best to get it there where it makes sense. All right, that's about as best as I can do for you. Right there, making it the center of the radius. Are you good with that?
That works for me. It looks like it doesn't hit anybody.
Okay,
Can't
well,
see everybody.
No chance we're
that
getting
is
out
your
the-
green card. Go ahead and remove
I'll-
that green card. Just one moment. And, just for
another-
funsies, let's go ahead and have Serena play her card.
Another
Okay.
double red.
Double
What?
red. Serena, please play your card. Okay, folks, you have the yips. Each group member suffers disadvantage on their next saving throw within 1
Oof.
minute.
We'll say that it's like this ooze, Adam, like that comes out like as Tavard pops out and kind of like rests. It like this like oozy visage kind of oozes out from beneath that corpse and begins creeping into the room like at the exact same time.
All right, so as Tyler jumps out of the portal to the Shadow Realm, somehow a little bit of trail follows him, causing this viscous fluid to fill the area within the green square that you see on your screen. Serena, it is your turn.
Down the tunnels.
We're booking it down the tunnel.
Serena says, "Run!" And she's gonna stand here and be like waving people down the tunnel because
Sprint! Just dash! Leave!
she doesn't want to be the only, she doesn't want to leave Celine to fight for herself, considering that she doesn't see any enemies in initiative.
Well, Adam said we have
And
one turn. We have one turn.
Well, we
to
don't
do-
know that. They could be right behind him.
she's gonna hold her action to sprint. Can I hold my action to dash?
You can ready a dash action if you like, but you have to say what the condition is that is going to trigger your dash.
The condition that's going to trigger my dash is Blixel and Celine entering the tunnel.
Okay,
And
I can go
then
with that. That's objective.
dash behind them.
Okay, so once Saline and once Blixel step into the tunnel, that triggers your action.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Anything else on your turn, Serena? Okay, Dean.
Okay. Run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Jason.
All right, Jason will heed the advice of everybody and begin making his way down the tunnel. And let's see, he can go. Is there enough room for me on this edge here, Adam? Like here or here?
I'm going to move you back just momentarily. Ooh, you could step there, but I'm going to say if you choose to do so, it's going to be a check to see whether or not you can maintain your balance in that space.
We'll just dash past. How about that?
That
And
works
I'll go
much better.
to here. We'll say one more. This one's better, the one in front of me, right?
I would say the one you're on currently is more solid than the one to your south.
Okay, well, I'll stay here then.
Gabbard.
All right. So, heeding my own very wise advice,
Thanks.
all right, so I'm going to go there and then I'm going to dash. That'll be enough.
Okay, Blixel.
Okay. Well, Blixel will use his racial ability to cast darkness.
Feel free
Center
to
it.
post that. Was that 20-foot radius?
No, I don't think it's. I think it's 15 feet. But let me see real quick.
15-foot radius. Okay.
But I am going to just center it on the gate, I guess.
Center it on the gate. Okay, black outline. When you say center it on the gate, let's see. Does this seem reasonable?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That
You
looks
use
good.
this ability, and you notice darkness suddenly springs upon all the corners of that area, filling it with blacky inkness.
And then my only other question is, does this grease substance seem flammable?
I mean, based on a quick glance, blind check.
The
Would be.
the card said treat it as the grease
No,
spell.
of course
Adam.
I know that. I'm just not sure if Blixel knows that from a random
okay.
appearance of an effect.
Would it be like my action to sort of try to
No.
determine that?
Nope. Just a free action. Just randomly kind of glancing at it real quick. Absolutely, it totally looks flammable. You are confident it's flammable.
So he points at it and he goes, "Light it up!" And then he's gonna run into the tunnel. So I'll get you there.
Aileen?
Being a wizard, do I know? Am I familiar enough with the grease spell to know what would happen if I lit it on fire? Like, would it disappear after like a round or something, like burn away, or would it stay there smoldering?
Oof. Blind check as well. I guess I'm gonna leave it to the dice.
As an action or a free action?
Nope, free action.
Free action.
I will say that this certainly looks familiar to you, as though it is a grease spell, though clearly it is not, because you didn't see anybody cast any kind of spells. So this is very strange, but I would say you would know that if you were to light this on fire, the grease would burn up within a matter of 1 to 4 rounds.
Then I don't want to do that because I want them to be hampered in their pursuit of us. So, I'm just gonna book it. Don't die, Serena. 5, 10. That triggers her action, I believe.
It sure does. Serena, you can go ahead and take your amount of movement as your dash action.
She's like, okay, and she just like bullies you out of the way.
Well, I feel like it's simultaneous, you know, like we're running together.
He rugby stiff arms you.
Whoa. Am I?
Looks like you've moved about
Is-
35 so far, Serena. Remind me of your speed.
It's 40.
Okay, so you got about 5 left then. So remember, you readied an action, which does not allow you to dash, so that would be 45 there. You can end in D and square, but if you do so, you'll fall prone. Otherwise, you got to remain 5 feet away from him.
Oh, sorry, you meant 5 feet. And were you telling Dylan that
Those squares
two
are so
areas-
haphazard because there's so little surface area for you to stand on that if you end your turn there, I am going to ask for a check to see if you fall into the water. There is totally safe. Is that complete your ready action, Serena?
What kind of check?
It would be an acrobatics check, say DC 12.
Serena's gonna stop right here.
Okay.
Say, move.
Fair enough. Okay, Celine, please continue with your turn.
15, 20, 25, 30. I'm stuck on half a spiral. This is 30, and I'm going to action dash, of course. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That looks good to me. Okay, we are at the top of the next round. Serena, it is your turn.
I guess we should keep dashing.
Yes.
Okay, after Serena's turn, but before Ian's turn,
Or right after I'm not there to protect you.
Jason, please roll me a D20. You want high.
All right.
I would like to give him my inspiration. I don't know. Probably not for this.
This might be for the old oozy ooze.
Blixel, you can hear the sound of words from behind you, words that you do not understand. Ian, your turn.
And I see something there too. I was gonna pop my PWT, but looks like they're on to us, boys and girls, I'll say. But run.
We got a weirdo back here, everyone.
You shout this out and it echoes through the cavern.
All right, there's my action dash, and we've got company. I'll say this snake bite.
Jason.
Okay, Jason is going to make his way to the end here. He doesn't want to be too spread apart just in case, and also we're kind of running out of space anyways, so he'll turn and he'll ready a dodge action, I guess, for now.
You mean take a dodge action?
Yeah, sorry, take a dodge
Okay,
action. And
you
I'll go
dodge.
one more towards this little corner.
Okay, before Tavern's turn, Jason, D20, you want high.
I don't like this pressure. Oh my gosh.
Blixel, you notice a figure suddenly in your line of sight. As you do so, you see the figure utters words as it holds its hand towards you. You can't make out most of the words, but for some reason, one of the words seems very prominent. Oryx. Defense roll, please, Blixel. 2 of them. You manage to evade the first. And the second, you notice as 2 incredibly potent blasts of force energy strike the walls, literally shattering rock all around you. Tavern's turn.
We got 2 weirdos now. This one's shooting energy.
All right, Adam, I am going to stand my ground and I am going to take the dodge action and I'm going to tell my fellow folks to get out of here, get up the rope. That ends my turn.
All right, before Blixel's turn, Jason, D20, you want high?
Gotta be at least once, right?
I rolled 6, 7, and 8.
We'll get there. The next 2. You know?
Blixel, your turn.
Okay. Before this guy ran up on me.
He did indeed, and you smell a deep, fishy odor all about you.
Okay, I'm gonna swing the mocking blade. I don't have it built in yet, so it's just a short sword. But
Fair enough.
pretend it's the mocking blade.
Critical!
Nice.
The first strike with the new
Nice.
weapon is a critical. Nice. Yeah, let's see a piercing crit.
And I am going to make that mobile flourish.
Please go ahead and post that one. Mobile flourish. Okay, go ahead and how many? Or just give me a quick idea. How many bardic inspiration die do you have left?
That's my last one.
That's your
So-
last one. Okay, excellent. Okay, so you expend your last one. Extra damage equals. Go ahead and roll your bardic die. Nice. All right, roll a
Nice.
piercing crit, please.
Nice.
Nice. You have punctured him badly. So twice as many damage dice as normal. So if you'd like, go ahead and click on your short sword and throw another d6. We'll add that damage together. And yes, you have caused it to have a bleeding wound. So 5, and then throw me a d6. 6. You have wounded him. You have pushed him back 11 feet, smashing him backwards. He tumbles, cratering into the rock wall, gets pushed to there. You can now use your reaction to move up to your walking speed to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the target if you wish.
No, I'm not going that way. I'm going the other way.
Fair enough. Had to just throw out the option out there. Okay, so that is your attack. Anything else?
Yeah, as my bonus action I might as well use the magical ability of the Mocking Blade. So that's my bonus action. I'm going to Vicious Mockery it.
All right, bonus action, Mocking or Vicious Mockery. Let's see a spell effect roll, please. And before you even roll it, just in case it turns out to be extremely hilarious, do you want to throw out any kind of mocking words?
Sure. You are a reeking, ill-breeding maggot pie.
All right, you shout this as part of your Vicious Mockery. Spell effect roll, please. And that is a wisdom save. Let's see the wisdom of this creature. Yes, that is effective. Go ahead and throw your Vicious Mockery damage. Okay. Ooh, yes, nice. Okay, level 5, 2d4 damage. Okay, he takes the 5 points.
Okay, and then I'm going to continue rushing away.
Tavern encourages you to keep going.
I'm trying. They're catching up, though. That's the end of my turn.
Aileen.
Alright, I'm gonna action dash to try to get over this gap. So, here we go.
Action dash to give over the gap. Remind me, what is your strength score?
Less than 10, sir.
Please give me an athletics check. Okay, so you can jump less than 10. What is the exact score?
8.
Okay, so you can jump 8 feet. You need about... that's pretty close. I'm going to say your athletics check is just a DC 5.
Never tell me the odds because now I'm gonna fuck it up. Alright. Let's go. Athletics. God damn it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We haven't seen the roll yet, so... Oof!
Oh my goodness.
All
I
right.
would like to inspiration my jump.
Please do so, yes. Burn your inspiration. We will take your inspiration. Click. There you go. Okay, so...
There we go.
You easily clear this in a Herculean effort to leap over the gap.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then, let's measure. I would like to Misty Step because I ain't going up the rope.
Fair enough. Yes, please burn a Misty Step 30 feet.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Misty Step.
Feel free to move yourself where you like. As you suddenly materialize, you notice Mr. Serpentwind says, are we in battle?
Yeah, we're running. And then I got 10 more feet of movement, so I'm going here. And that is the
Okay.
end of my turn.
Before Serena's turn, Jason, please give me a D20 you want high.
Stop saying you want high, because then I
I'm
think
trying to be
that's it.
transparent.
See? Oh my gosh.
What do you have, a 5, 6, 7, and an 8?
I have. That's exactly correct, sir.
Hey, if
Got a
you roll a
little
9
dance
next
beat
time,
going
man,
on.
that's pretty good in cards, right?
Hey, Jason, please roll me a D20 you want high. Hey! All right. This
That's not
one
bad.
emerges from the portal in the area of the grease effect. Please roll me another D20 you want high.
It was just to check to see which side they were coming out the whole time.
Yeah.
It was
Thank you.
indeed. Okay, so that is... Oof. He is going to succeed on that.
Still difficult terrain.
Just for a tiny bit, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Does the
unfortunately.
darkness not affect them at all?
It
They
does
probably could
indeed,
see
but as
right
soon-
through it.
No, they don't see through it, but as soon as they emerge, they can hear the sound of all the motion, the commotion nearby, so they have a vague idea of where to go. Serena, your turn. Oh, we didn't
Sorry
lose
about that.
Serena, did we? Oh, there you are. Excellent. Okay, yeah, please take your turn.
Can't see anything. What is it? What's after us?
Just get up the rope. Come on. We gotta run.
All right, now please remind me, is the rope fell into the water, right? And then it was scooped out, and then you scooped it back to Mei-chan to Mr. Serpentwind. So visually, are we all assuming Mr. Serpentwind is holding this rope?
We told him
No,
to
we asked
tie
him.
it,
He
remember?
said he was going to tie it
Yeah.
off.
Okay, so
He
Serena,
assured us he was very skilled with not making.
he totally said that with confidence in his voice, because Serena, since you're the first one to try this, please roll me a d20 for Mr. Serpentwind's tying efforts.
Did he already do this, or is he doing this now?
He already did this, but we're going to see how effective it was based on what Serena rolls.
Is
So you can do either slash, roll, space 1d20, or just use that icon on your left side that looks like a die and pick the d20 either way.
it public?
Yes, please. And 11 plus Mr. Serpentwind. Okay. All right, you start climbing. Serena, please give me an athletics check at advantage. You
Nice.
easily climb this rope. You manage to get, your speed is 40, right?
That's correct.
All right, because climbing takes double movement, you are currently halfway up the rope. You still have an action if you wish to use it.
Like, can I dash to
You
go up the
certainly
rest of the rope?
can. You certainly can. Yes, please, one more athletics check at advantage. You have climbed the hell out of this thing, and you are at the top.
Nice.
At the top, I double check Mr. Serpentwind's work with the knot.
Yeah, it's decent.
Can I tighten or retie in order to do some sort of more
Next-
safe?
Next
Method
turn,
of
you
travel?
absolutely could. You could untie it and just hold on to it with your girth, but that would be next turn.
Okay.
Okay, move to the next creature's turn. This one rushes up next to you, that stench of fishy oil all upon you there, Taverdian.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. I guess is where I get the rope from.
Yes.
I would like to claim it.
All right, now we're doing a little bit of kind of hand wavy-ish here because obviously Serena climbing up the rope, she's kind of more to the left side. I'm going to say your first check is not an advantage. This is kind of like jumping out a little bit to grab the rope, but if you get it, your next check is an advantage at this point. Dean, are you good with that? All right, yes, you easily leap out there, grab onto the rope, no problem whatsoever, and you are able to ascend it. How much movement have you used so far, Dean?
15.
15. Your speed is 30, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you managed to climb only 5 feet up the rope. You still have your action.
Do you think I could dash up the rope with
You
that much
certainly
left?
can try. Yep. Yes, another athletics check.
I will do that. Yep.
Okay, now at advantage. Yes. So, okay, so another 15. So you are 20 feet up the rope. So you are holding onto the rope now. You are 10 feet below the platform that Serena and Mr. Serpentwind are currently standing upon. Jason.
Jason has the exact same strength as Celine. And that jump worries him. And I've got to move at least 10 feet, right, to be able to long jump like that.
That is correct.
So that would be, I'd have to get to this square to be able to go that way, right?
Have you moved at all yet?
No, this is where I'm at now and started.
So
So
yes,
I'd-
you would need to move 10 feet back in order to have your 10-foot jump. Yes.
And that would be essentially what it would be like, right?
Correct. Yep.
And would that take an action?
Nope, just your movement.
Okay. Well, Jason's gonna try it. And he is going to go here, and when he moves up, he sees the creature in front of Tavard. So he takes that staff of his and he puts it up into the air, and then he kind of does like a sideways horizontal slash to kind of go over his and Blixel's head, and he's going to try to cast Wind Lash. I know it's a bit of a stretch with some cover, but maybe he can push them back 5 feet so they can run.
Remind me, was Wind Lash 20 feet or 30?
Oh, you're right. It is. I'll do Thunderbolt. That's 30.
Thunderbolt, okay.
Which burns their reaction too, so we'll try that.
Thunderbolt against the creature's AC. That is going to connect.
Nice. Nice. Cool. So he can't take reactions until the start of my next turn.
That sounds
What's
right.
that?
Yeah.
It's just a
Alright.
little baby girl. You need some loving?
No, you need the
Libby,
mute button.
Libby, your mic is
You
open.
need the mute button.
That is
Oh,
absolutely the cutest no mute I've ever heard in my life.
Oh man.
Libby, I mean, I
This
wish my
dog is
wife,
staring at me with puppy dog eyes.
I wish my wife
why
talked
is
to me
it-
like that too. Right now,
I only talk to the dog like that. Why am I stuck on push to talk? I'm doing it through the web browser, and I think it's having serious issues.
That may be why, yes.
yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna move my token here, but imagine me running and then I'll give you my athletics check to jump.
Yes, please do.
This is not a good thing. It's not a good one. Oh, nice.
There it is.
Yes, you indeed clear that area.
Can I land here?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, cool. So that's where I'll land, and that's my action and movement, so that's all I got for now, so I'll end my turn there. Nice.
The Fext moves up, uttering under her words, "How dare you not accept the blessing?"
I don't want to be your king or your husband. Go away.
She is going to lash out at Tavern. Roll me a D2, please. She lashes out at Tavern, who is currently dodging. 2 defense rolls, please.
Does this count as a melee attack?
It does not. You are currently dodging, so 23 and 19. You managed to evade both of these forceful blasts. Tavern, your turn.
That was me dropping it.
I'm not sure what you dropped.
Purple card.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh, what did you just do?
Go ahead and get that up there. Okay, purple card charge. You and your group gain advantage on your next attack roll within 1 minute. Everybody has that effect until the end of the session, which is about 5 minutes from now. Okay, Tavern.
Let's see, advantage on your next attack within 1 minute. I still want to take the dodge action and attack, so I'm not going to take advantage of this.
Okay.
So, because I get advantage with my patient defense. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing with my father or my grandfather, whoever owned this Warhammer before me. I'm going to swing twice at the one in front of me.
All right, so you've spent a point of key in order to patient defense as an action, is that right?
Yes. No, that's a bonus action for me.
Bonus action. Okay, thank you. All right, and
Yeah,
then you make your attack, and then, of course, you have extra attack, so yes.
I have my attack at advantage as well, so that's another green number, by the way, folks.
That is
Nice.
indeed. So bludgeoning crit.
I've never been more convinced that you've been replaced.
Hey, I tell you, babe, I'm just hopeful right now, right?
It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Okay, twice as many damage dice as normal, and the next attack of the creature has advantage. You've already got that, but yes, so 13, and then throw me another D10, please. 16 points of damage, and you smash into this creature solidly.
Yeah, can you drop his green bar even more than that, please?
He's
Please?
pretty sturdy.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unsturdy him a little bit more, hopefully.
Let's see it. Another attack at advantage. Yes, that easily hits. Another 10. Mashing into him again. Okay, we're up to this one's turn. He's going to move there and then dash, jumping into the water to get to there. No longer affected by the vicious mockery. I'm going to remove that icon marker. And Blixel's turn.
Does he take the bleeding damage too?
He does. Thanks for that reminder. I believe it was a D4 if you'd like to throw that. I will remove 2 HP from him.
Okay. And then, yeah, is he like considered threatening to me?
He is within 5 feet of you, so yes.
Yeah. I don't want to leave you, Tavard.
Ooh, actually, let me say one more thing, because I forgot this part. Tavard, after you smash that one in front of you so bad, you notice that he goes into a frenzied rage.
Crap.
Uh-oh.
I don't blame him. That bastard hurt. Yeah.
Blixel, please continue your turn.
Okay. If I do Fairy Fire, that would last over a few turns, right? Or sessions, I mean.
Yeah, it absolutely last session a session. Yep, just got to remind the DM in case he's forgetful.
Okay. So yes, I would use Fairy Fire.
All right, I think we've got that one on Smart AoE, if I remember.
Yeah. Sorry for making this turn a little long at the end here.
That's okay.
Prolonging my death. We're good.
All right, and is that where you would like to center it, Blixel?
Yeah. Tavard has good deck.
All right, please hit trigger all. We will see. All right, Tavard, I'm going to ask you to roll your own save because I would never ask that you automatically take the auto. Tavard, you have failed this save. Anything else you wish to do?
Yeah, I'm going to push Blixel right around the neck.
Okay, so let's see. The Fext has passed. The first Tavard has failed. Tavard, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a pink dot on you for Fairy Fire. And then let's see, we've got 2 of the enemies have failed. So based on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to pick the first 2. Yes. So top, I'm going to throw a pink dot on him. He is Fairy Fired. And the next one of those types, also Fairy Fired. Okay, that is what we've got, Blixel. Your spell is effective, extra effective. Anything else?
I am going to run away.
All right, and you did not take an disengage, so you will take an attack from bleeding guy there. Please roll me a defensive roll.
Well, my card comes into play.
Please do so. All right, you have spent the targeting jinx. Immediately after an enemy makes a melee attack against you or an ally, select another creature within range. Nice. Okay, so within range, I assume you want him to attack Tavard, right?
No, I'm afraid I'm going to have him attack the enraged other
Fair
guy.
enough. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to let you roll. Just roll me a d20. We're going to take it naturally. You want higher to make it potentially hit that other opponent. Absolutely will hit that other opponent is somehow confused. This creature lashes out with claws at the other one, damaging him for 9 points of damage.
And then I'll just continue running away. I go, I'll never forget you, Tavard. And I get to there, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Saline is up next.
All right. Well, she doesn't want to leave everyone behind.
But I'm thinking of doing something that will probably doom Tavard if I do.
I like how you floated that out there just to see what the thoughts were.
What are you gonna do? Cast fairy fire on me or something? Had that happen already. You're gonna cast Bane on me next?
He made his bed.
Yeah, he didn't run away.
If you kill Tavar, they'll probably stop chasing us.
I don't think
And
so.
trust me, guys, this is exactly what Tavard would do. I told you guys from the very beginning, session 0, that my guy felt that he's a guardian. That's what he does. So this, I mean, if he does happen not to make it, this is what
Did
he
he
would
feel
do.
like he needed to guard that undead fish person?
No, he didn't feel that at all. But she just wanted him to be, her husband, and he said no. That's really all that was.
Damn. You really didn't want to do another Guernica.
Yeah, they wanted me to lead fish people. I said no.
It's the only story we got unless Tavern survives, guys. You got to make him survive.
Yeah, I don't think Celine's not like privy on the plan. Like she didn't see him turn around and like hold the line. I don't think so, and she wouldn't do anything to knowingly cause the death of someone, whether it was her fault or not. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna say this way, point down the hallway, because I remember Dean saying there was another exit over there. And she doesn't want to run past the Banshee in case we step on the wrong thing and, trigger that fight too. So I'm gonna start moving down the hallway. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm not actually
Stay
sure.
in sight, Celine. Stay in sight.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure which direction I'm supposed to go, so I'll wait for the others to come this way, and I guess the others have no chance of getting here in that time, so I'll post up here. And I mean, I guess I'll ready a firebolt if I see a hostile creature, but because I'm not concentrating on anything right now. But yeah, that's what I got.
Fair enough. All right, next creature's turn is going to move, jump into the water, attack Tavern at advantage. I believe, Tavern, you did spend a key to dodge, right?
Yes.
Straight
Why is
up
it
attack.
advantage?
You are fairy fired, of course.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was -2, but yeah, just all good though. Hold on. Yeah.
You managed to evade the lacerating claws of this creature. Jumping into the water, getting to here. All right, folks, that's going to put us at the top of the next round. And because we are significantly over the end of our session time, let's go ahead and pause it there. We'll pick up next week right in the heat of things and see how things turn out. Great session, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. See everybody in 1 week, except for Dean, who won't be with us next week, but we'll try to make you do cool stuff at the beginning of next session.
That'd be great.
Good
job,
before
guys.
he goes, I will ask him which direction. I will call out which direction was the exit that he saw. Was it this room? Up to
So
my north?
it's all one giant room, and there's a dock where the undead creature was.
Yeah, so under the
Saline,
dock.
Saline, now filled with confidence, knows exactly what to do. All right.
Blixel knows as I vanish into.
It's to the northwest.
All right, folks, that's where we'll call it. Have a great night, everybody. See you all next week, and Dean, enjoy your week off.
All right. See you guys.
Later, folks.
Later,
Enjoy.
everybody.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.